Welcome to the 2022nd Cogie Awards with Oliver the OC Clark and Tony Sizzletown Martin. Now, please welcome your host of the Cogie Awards, Sammy Peterson.
Hello there, everyone, and welcome to the 2022nd Cogie Awards, the annual awards ceremony for Confessions of the Idiots, the most beautiful, the most wonderful awards ceremony there is for the most wild people on reddit.com. And I am joined, as always, and it is an annual tradition, for the first time ever, I am joined, as always, by the wonderful comedy legend, national treasure, of course, from Sizzletown, Mr. Tony Martin. Welcome.
Well, it just wouldn't be a Cogie Awards without me sitting here.
Sitting in that chair, as you always do. And, of course, returning for the 2022nd Cogie Awards, my favourite performer of all time. A wonderful comedian with the most beautiful voice of all time. It is the wonderful, the golden tonsils, Mr. Oliver Clark.
Thank you. It's great to be back, first of all, and I can really smell the glitz and the glamour.
So much
of
glitz
this
and glamour.
ceremony.
Can you
I've
believe?
been looking forward all day to this one.
All day?
All day.
Are you serious? That's huge.
Big names just there's Millsy.
There's Millsy.
Rhonda Birchmore's here.
Oh, she snubbed me again.
Look at those legs, though. You can't be mad at those legs. She's wonderful.
How's the weather up there? Legs?
Now, the Cogie Awards is back, of course, and we've had a wonderful time so far. I'm sure you can look back on this memory as a wonderful
I
event.
love that, the beginning.
It was strong, and I felt good about it. Now, Mr. Tony Martin, you
Yes.
are...
Oh, sorry.
Oh, of course. I'm so sorry. No, when I say Oliver Clark, that's when you speak.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we've got it now. I think we've got
Can
it covered. Can-do attitude. That's what I like about you. Now, you have been a part of the Logie Awards for the last few years. It's been 3 or 4 years in a row.
That's right. I'm normally in a sealed glass booth, miles from the action, which was fantastic during COVID-19. The place to be.
Does it feel a little bit more? You feel like a little bit more included now, being close to the host of the podcast.
It's great to be out amongst the action.
Yeah, this is where it's happening.
But of course, you're in punching distance of Brian Brown when you're out of the booth. That's the real.
I was going to say it might benefit you to be in there because there were quite a few jibes.
There was, you could actually see it on the recording. There was one where Brian Brown had to get up and accept an award, and I just said in the voiceover, "Brian Bloody Brown," and you see him actually go, "Where's that coming from?"
Ready to fight, like fists were flying.
And apparently he was marching around backstage trying to find me, but
That is
I don't know, it's not that insulting, is it?
It's fine. It's absolutely fine. Now, do you two have a favourite moment of an awards ceremony in particular? Because I have a wonderful list from BuzzFeed.com, a wonderful...
Oh, really? So they're not yours.
They're not my favourites of all time. I haven't gone to that effort. No effort at all, in fact, for this Cogie Award ceremony. Now, Oliver, for you, is there, I imagine that you would be a wonderful host of any sort of awards ceremony.
I wouldn't mind hosting, but...
This one?
Yes.
You can take over at any point
Next
you want.
year, maybe. Weirdly enough, you've kind of put me on the spot because I don't have a moment per se.
But what about musical? Like, if you were hosting, you would be able to do a musical number.
Well, I wouldn't allow any other musical act on.
Well, what you want to do?
I would be in the orchestra pit and,
and on stage.
And on stage, and, I would pretty much cue myself off with the
But
music.
what about this, though? Do you remember when Daryl Summers hosted the Logies? I think it was in the early 90s.
That would have been great.
And he stopped the show and loosened the bow tie.
That's when you know it's
That's when you know it's happening.
And he sat down on the stairs and got a single spot on him.
Not rehearsed at all.
Not rehearsed. And he's gone, you know what? It's all about celebrities and big names, but I want to sing a song to the little people, the people behind the scenes who make this show work.
Wow.
Those little people.
Through good times.
Oh, my God.
And he's gone. He segued into That's What Friends Are For.
Full earnest.
For the little people.
The little people.
Any Dickie Nee or Ozzy on that? No puppets involved in any of this?
Get out of here.
Get out of here. I'm singing a song. But isn't that like a William... Didn't William Shatner do a similar thing? Because he sung...
He did Rocket Man.
But that was just singing
He was
a
taking
song.
piss. Like, I don't think Daryl was taking
Yeah.
No, Daryl was for real.
Daryl has the greatest sense of humour.
He's, is it Summer's Carol?
Yes, a wonderful.
So it wouldn't have just been him, of course. It's
Carol as well.
Carol as well.
That's right. But what I'm saying
Carol
is if you... I would love to see you Loosening the
Loosen the
Tie.
tie.
yeah.
I'd like to take a moment if I could.
What song would that be for? What is your song, your heart song, of course, as I say in the wonderful film Happy Feet, not a plug, but
Of
just
course, not a plug.
Great
It
film.
would be the fantastic Guy Sebastian tune, Angels Brought Me Here.
I've always wanted to see you do that and shake hands as you walk through the crowd. A little bit harder to do in the COVID, the pandemic times. That the
I still
chairman
pressed the flesh a
dances.
lot during COVID. People didn't appreciate it, but I got
You will always do.
Sometimes I had to do the ScoMo and just grab their hand. Thank you.
And then many standing ovations, I imagine, as well.
Yes, I stood up a lot.
Forced, yeah. But what would be, so that would be your song, you think, to break it down and loosen the bow
Yeah,
tie?
I wouldn't mind doing a duet, actually. I think
that'd
Islands
be
in the
great.
Stream could be nice just to suddenly throw to someone and they'd come in with another spotlight. Maybe Daryl Summers.
For Islands
be
in the
nice?
Stream?
Yeah.
I think that'd be quite lovely.
Or Carol.
And then
Or
Daryl
Carol.
could do a drum solo.
Oh,
in the
God,
middle
because
of
he's
it.
good at the drums, isn't he?
Very good at
He's good at
drums.
everything.
Did you know that?
I didn't know
Did he let
that,
you know
so-
enough?
What about you, Mr. Tony Martin? Has there been a favourite awards ceremony?
I
for
was
you?
once at the very glamorous Radio Industry Awards in Adelaide.
Give him a round
This
of
would have
applause
been
for that.
in about 1998, and me and Mick Malloy were nominated for something. So we got there early, and we're just sitting in the auditorium like half an hour before the show.
Yeah.
And we're looking up, and there's a crate. There's a giant crate that's hanging from suspended from a wire.
You weren't going to get slimed,
Going,
were you? I'm
"What's
worried
in
about
that
that.
crate? And we're just looking at it for 20 minutes, and people are filing in.
It's Daryl Summers.
And then suddenly, if only, what happened was the music started. I think it was Emerson, Lake and Palmer's Fanfare for the Common Man.
Right.
And down came the crate. And then 2 flash pots went off clearly too early because the crate hadn't hit the ground. The crate hit the ground and it burst open, and out jumped Ian Dano Rogerson, one half of Jono and Dano, and said, "Welcome to the awards." And we're just going, he's been sitting in that crate for half an hour,
Yeah.
crouched, waiting to be lowered.
Was it
Isn't
worth
that
it? Were people
funny?
were people
And it's
surprised?
commitment.
I went to an Adele concert and I'd heard this before I went. And this was at one of the arenas down the Dockland, whatever that one is, Marvel Stadium now. I think that's what. Yeah, anyway. But I heard, because it was in the round, so there was no backstage. So she had to be wheeled out in a crate as well. And so everyone's on the lookout for this crate. And suddenly you see it and you go, she's in there.
Adele.
Cramped up in a crate about to do a big show. Very weird.
It is weird, yeah. And
Because
doing
we all know you're in the crate. Just walk on.
the surprise is over.
Maybe, I don't. Yeah, is there some status to a crate? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Crate status.
Yeah, crate status.
When there's no entrance, it's always a bit of a
Yes.
weird thing. Like when you're doing even comedy in the round is like the weirdest
Yes.
possible scenario for something. But even when you do like the wonderful plug.
Can
for
I
them.
just say the Logies are very rarely interrupted by a plane flying overhead?
a little bit more professional, you think? But when you do it, you do a stand. I should wait for this to go over.
You've gotta leave this
It's
in.
quite loud. I think it's quite wonderful, really. We're going to have a voiceover going here.
Hang on,
This is
it's
real life.
Daryl Summers. He's skywriting. It just says
For the final number.
Cogies. Wow.
How dare you, Daryl? Me
He
at
was
war with Daryl
snubbed
Summers.
for another year.
But when you do any sort of gig and there's no like backstage area, so you
Yes.
kind of have to. It's always bad when the gig goes really badly, and then you kind of have to sit with the
Yes.
audience
Yeah.
and just ride it all. That's why I always think like a cruise ship would be the worst gig.
I hear that's
You could
the
do.
thing. If you're doing a bad gig, you're on
Yeah.
you're on the cruise for another 5 days.
You've got
Surely.
5 days with
I've
the
never
audience.
done it, but
I always think, well, if you're doing the cruise ship and you're on every night, do you have to have? Are you doing the same material?
I think you
every
got.
night?
Apparently, the deal is you have to have like 2 or 3 different sets of
Right.
so long.
Wow.
Yeah.
One of them has to be family friendly.
One
You know,
clean
like
one.
there's
Oh,
that kind of
goodness.
thing.
Yeah,
so-
it does seem fun. If we could get on that for the next Cogie Awards, do you think we could go on a cruise ship?
Could
Is that
we?
fun?
Yeah.
Well, of
Cogie's
course.
cruise.
God.
We're all
Love
free.
it. We're all,
At this time every year, it's a
and
stamp
Lord
in the
knows I
calendar.
love a piano.
You always do.
The fun ship.
The
Yeah,
fun ship,
best,
of course. Now, at the moment, there are, of all time, people are talking about the wonderful Chris Rock event with
Punch Out.
with the Punch Out with Will Smith, and there'll be no punches today on this Cogie Awards. That was last year, but there are some wonderful things that I found online. The countdown of BuzzFeed to the worst, best, and wildest in awards history. Wild, Wilbur Wild, which is a wonderful story that I told beautiful Serena over there just before the show kicked off about me meeting Wilbur Wild for the first time and only time I've ever met Wilbur Wild.
Yes.
And from Hey It's Saturday, of course. And I met him, didn't know who he was, but, you know, he had the sunglasses on, big hat, walked in, didn't have a saxophone at the time, but he walked in, all he said was, "Wow." Like, I had to look it up.
What an intro.
Yeah, what an intro. But I didn't know who he was. I'm so sorry, Wilbur Wild.
Here's a fact about Wilbur Wild. He always honks when it is horny.
Is that right?
I believe so. So every time he's playing on Hey Hey, you know he's got
he's
on heat.
For 2 hours.
For 2 hours.
Do you remember this one, number 19, the time Adrian Brody surprised Halle Berry with a kiss at the 2002 Oscars? That was a big moment. She looked quite shocked. Do you think that was planned? Do you think there was a... Because, you know, that could happen today.
Women against him for about 10 years. I mean, even
now,
that long. Possibly still in the doghouse.
Do you think the Wes Anderson films maybe brought him back? Maybe. Do you think they brought Adrian Brody back? I've been worried about Adrian Brody for quite some time. Number 18, when Jack Palance did one-armed push-ups at the 1991 Oscars to prove he wasn't too old for acting.
That's right.
That a bit sad.
And didn't he won the Best Supporting Actor for City Slickers.
Yes.
And of course, in order to win an Oscar, it helps if your character dies.
Right. Yeah.
But then he was back in City Slickers 2, The Search for Curly's Gold, which I've never seen, but I'm assuming, is he a ghost?
He's a ghost.
He's a ghost.
Twin brother or ghost?
Ooh. I'd say
it's a ghost thing for sure.
He seems like a ghost.
He seems like he's got a ghost vibe. Yeah. The number 17, Lady Gaga's meat dress at the 2010 VMAs, of course. Yeah.
Was that I guess it was a moment.
It's a moment. It's not
one
nothing
where you
really.
just want to let loose a Labrador into the ceremony and then
let
the sparks fly.
Cigarettes. Number 16, when Britney Spears performed with a live python at the 2001 VMAs. I vaguely remember that. That was some fun.
That's good.
That's good. Number 15.
I've got a moment.
Let's just cross to Oliver Clark's moment live at the Cogie Awards.
The Nickelodeon Awards when that person got slimed. Oh, God, that was good.
Yes, always funny.
Do you remember that?
Yes, always funny.
Yeah.
And it's funny.
No, I don't remember either.
But a wonderful
Nelson
moment.
Mandela? He might have been presenting
Hasn't he been
something.
through enough?
How dare you? Number 15, Beyonce announcing her pregnancy with a belly rub. I can't remember that. Anyone remember that? Do you remember that? No.
Talk about gloating.
And what a great hit of a list I've got here when everyone goes, oh yeah, to most of them.
And this is BuzzFeed's best.
This is BuzzFeed's best. Number 14, Rob Lowe and Snow White performed at the 1989 Oscars. And Hollywood was not
Sorry,
happy
did you say Rob Lowe and Snow White?
And Snow White.
Oh, yeah.
A cartoon.
That is definitely worth Googling.
Yeah, it's really
now
funny.
Rob Lowe is skywriting.
With another fuck you message.
Well, Snow White.
I've never seen a helicopter skyride before, but my God, that's impressive.
So it's worth it. Well, it's a musical number that just goes on and on and
so
on.
So long, yeah.
And
so long.
With a cartoon, am I right here? Or is it just some person
it's an
dressed
actress,
as...
It's an actress
sadly
playing Snow
forced
White.
to play Snow White.
With Rob Lowe.
But Rob Lowe's singing is perhaps the worst you will ever hear.
Amazing.
It's great to see, though. I love when an actor gives it a shot.
Yeah.
And they try and sing for a little bit.
It's about the effort made.
But he's not doing talk, like normally an actor would just go, I'll just talk my way through it, Rex Harrison style. But no, it's very poor.
It's awful. Number 13 is that time Diana Ross got friendly with Lil' Kim.
Oh,
the
that's
1999.
fantastic. What did she do?
Lil' Kim called the moment legendary. She also hopes that if she is ever in a movie made about her, Diana Ross will play her mum.
So what did Diana do to Lil' Kim?
There was jiggled her boobie.
Wonderful. Now, see,
Wonderful,
that's
wonderful.
a wonderful entertainment. But that's going down. She wants it to be legendary.
Yeah.
Had it
is
been
that
a man.
the moment of your life that you really want to be in your biopic?
Is it Was it accompanied by a zany sound effect?
I
Was it
imagine there was a honk honk
Yeah.
noise from Wilbur Wild.
Yeah. Honk, honk. Oh, Wilbur's in.
Number 12, Miley Cyrus twerking on Robin Thicke at the 2013 VMAs.
And
I think
didn't
BuzzFeed are a real big fan of VMAs.
Yes.
I've got a feeling they love VMAs.
That's our demographic. I think.
Yeah, but Robin Thicke. So,
Yeah, right.
Miley Cyrus. And I think it was the first time because...
Has he been cancelled?
Yeah, it's been cancelled for Blurred Lines.
That's
but,
right.
Well, has it
everyone
been
loved it.
cancelled because of the video or because of the fact that it was clearly stolen from Marvin Gaye?
Marvin Gaye.
Was it really?
I actually feel like it's the latter because, I mean, everyone got on board with that song to begin with, so isn't everyone then guilty? You know?
God,
Come on. I mean, this is a debate.
Is
all
everyone
guilty?
guilty?
But he absolutely did. The percussion at the beginning was definitely
Marvin Gaye inspired. Marvin Gaye.
Vibes.
Vibes, yes. Well, Miley Cyrus did that, and that was the first time I think that Miley Cyrus was, coming into her own sexuality as well, because she was Hannah Montana for a very long time, and then she did this, and Wrecking Ball.
Wrecking Ball.
was the first time that she really
It's a big one.
changed and pivoted to
And
her.
then isn't she against Wrecking Ball now? Is that something?
Oh,
I
really?
heard? Like, it wasn't
Turned
long.
on it?
Yeah, turned on it, saying she shouldn't have looked that. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm going to be honest.
One of my...
No idea.
we got number 10, the streaker that stormed the stage at the 1974 Oscars.
Yes.
So it's
now,
fun.
here's the thing about that.
Yep.
So that was
Yes.
David Niven
Yes.
was
David Niven.
presenting, and a nude man ran past, and people
Robert
always,
Opal is his name.
People
Ooh.
always quote the hilarious zinger that David Niven came out with, where he said, "I'm so glad that gentleman was here to show us all his shortcomings."
Yes.
And people always go, what a witty
Wow.
zinger.
Very
Here's the
witty.
thing about that. He actually said that about half an hour later in the broadcast.
He came back on.
He was referring back to it. What he actually said when it happened is way funnier. Here's what happens. So David
There's
Niven
a big
is
cock.
presenting an award at the Oscars.
Bit of fun from
That's
that.
exactly what it is.
No.
No, he's presenting an award and a nude man just runs behind
Yeah.
him and he just turns to the camera and goes, "Well, that was bound to happen." I think
that.
that's way better
That's
than
great.
show you my shortcomings.
We all saw that coming. That's
Yeah.
It's
fun.
clearly been written by a writer
Yeah,
and
get
handed
that
Here
out
it
there.
is.
Yeah. Number 9, Eddie Murphy going off script to the 1988 Oscars, calling out how few awards have been given to black actors.
Right.
So that is, and then he also said that the reason that he didn't win the award for Showgirls was because of that speech. So he drew back to that
Showgirls, you
speech.
mean not
Was
Showgirls?
it Showgirls? No, it was Show.
You mean
Oh no,
Dreamgirls.
Dreamgirls.
Oh, I thought you meant
Thank
Vampire
you very
in
much
Brooklyn.
to Leggy Jackie Love for shouting out the correct answer.
So sorry, of course. I'm so sorry about
Showgirls
that.
is-
Wonderful film. Wonderful
Showgirls.
film.
Yes, wonderful.
What's Showgirls? Is that a different sort
That's
of
a
film?
it's from it's an erotic thriller from the director of RoboCop.
The boys will be watching that after
not
this.
thriller. It's set in the
Well,
world
much
of
like
Las Vegas.
RoboCop was an erotic thriller. Who doesn't love a man in uniform?
Number 8, a man with the words soy bomb painted on his torso while Bob Dylan performed at the 1998
Soy bomb.
Grammys.
Yeah.
Is that, are we talking Spanish language?
No, we're talking a vegetarian.
Oh, yes, no, I wasn't
also,
sure.
So,
Great.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Michael Portnoy is a multi-genre mastermind artist who is also a vegetarian. At least that's how he describes himself.
Soy bomb.
Like Bob Dylan, Portnoy makes music and claims that he is the future of music, while Dylan is stuck in the past. What is soy bomb? Again, I'll leave it to Portnoy to explain a sort of life and death explosion. All right, and he interrupted and a lot of people said ruined that night for the great
Right.
Bob Dylan, of course.
And was
Portnoy's
that
done it
the-
again.
Portnoy.
Was that the last we saw of Soy Bomb?
I think
Yeah.
it might
Or
have been.
did he turn up in, Flavor of Love? Like one of those
Love
locked
Soy
in a
Bomb.
house
Soy Bomb.
with minor level celebrities.
Number 7, that time Madonna kissed Britney Spears and Christine Aguilera at the 2003.
Did she do-
Again, VMAs.
I didn't know Aguilera was part of that kissing ensemble.
Yeah, that time Britney Spears.
I remember Britney and Madonna. I don't
Yeah.
remember Aguilera.
I think Aguilera got left out. I don't think that was
Yeah.
as popular.
She was trying to get in, but
But BuzzFeed still love Aguilera,
love
of
it.
course. Then there was that time in 2015 when Steve Harvey announced the wrong Miss Universe.
that was fantastic.
Now that was
I
good,
would
and
say
that's a fun clip.
That's a fun clip.
That's a fun,
Very fun.
Great for him as well, and he is so good on his feet as well, being a comedian. And I just love he didn't really give a shit about it, but he was really trying to care about that moment. Jodie Foster publicly came out as gay at the 2013 Golden Globes.
Oh,
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
2013.
Only 2013.
But I don't even know if that was common knowledge at that point.
No,
or
I don't know.
what the general- Anyway.
When Marlon Brando had Sachin Littlefeather
Yes.
deny his Best Actor award for him at the 1973 Oscars so she could speak about the representation of Native Americans in
that's
film.
That was good.
At the 2017, La La Land accidentally won the Best Picture for about 5 minutes. Isn't that so depressing? Do you remember that moment?
Yeah, I do. That's
that was
fantastic.
so
The
depressing.
most awkward, yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably, I would say, because I don't really watch that many, but that's the moment I loved the most.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
my favourite.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're asking me again, Sam,
Yeah.
that's my favourite moment.
Well, I was involved in one of those only 2 weeks ago.
La La Land now.
And here come the organisers.
Ah.
The story he's about to tell is not remotely true. That's a lot of writing for a play.
Per word. They don't charge per word.
I worked on the web series Shut Up.
Written by the great Serena Rao.
Who, amongst just behind a cardboard cutout of Bert Newton. No, we were up for an award, the Australian Spotlight Award at Melbourne Webfest, and there were 9 nominations. And the award went to a 10th nominee that no one knew about.
No
It wasn't
shit.
listed
They
as
weren't
a
listed?
prize one. Weren't listed as one of the nominees.
Oh, I love
What
it.
happened at the... What?
Don't know, but the person who won the award, or at least there weren't enough people who were nominated for outrage to develop. And there were so many nominees that I'm going, oh, that must have just been one of them. And then I've got home and looked at the list of 9 nominees on the website, which was the only place you could find out who was nominated. It
Yeah.
wasn't one of the nominees.
Did you follow up? Did you send an
I
email?
did email them, but still waiting. Still waiting to hear.
Still
back.
waiting. Still waiting.
So if anyone's
I,
listening there from the awards, please post haste
But
response.
I mean, I don't mind losing an award. That's
No,
fine.
no.
I just think you should lose to one of the other nominees. I mean, call me old-fashioned.
That's just how I am. Now we'll cut this out of the regular podcast, but I was nominated for Best Indigenous Podcaster at the a few years ago, and I remember
Oh my
the
God.
horror of going, no, that's not right, and I remember I think you alerted me to this. At one point, just going, you need to contact
here's
the
the thing,
Australian
incredible.
Podcasting
What
Awards.
was I was worried about with
Mm.
regards to that was you had appeared in our podcast, Childproof, and you had, and now this is going to sound worse than it actually is.
In a radio play
You
during the
had
Melbourne
played
Fringe.
Ernie Dingo. Let me explain. We wanted Ernie Dingo because it was a live performance. We needed Ernie Dingo to play himself. He wasn't available to be at the recording.
So you got
So what
Sam.
we did is we got Sam to do his lines, not
Next
in any
best.
kind of
Accent or
First
anything.
Nations
No.
accent.
Yeah, there's
just
nothing
did
going
the
on.
whole role as himself. And the idea was that we would get Ernie to record his lines separately, and then we would drop them
Just drop
into
them. Yeah,
the
great.
podcast. But
There was no
You're a
Chris Lilly
placeholder. Sam was a
behaviour
placeholder for
at
the-
That's right. Thank you so much.
the
I love being a
reaction
placeholder.
from the audience was so enormous. The laughs were so big.
Thank you.
As Sam Peterson as
Delivers
Ernie
and-
Dingo.
Thank you so
Dingo.
much. Thank you
that
so
we
much.
couldn't remove. You see what I'm saying? We could because
It's funnier
the
that-
laughs and the lines
Oh,
were welded
the
together, so we
audio's-
couldn't
yep.
lift out the
Yep.
lines without lifting out the laugh, and then we'd have to add fake laughs.
have
and
to
there was
blend
no
it
way
in.
we could fix
Yeah.
it, so we just left it in with Sam Peterson.
And it worked.
Inexplicably playing Ernie Dingo. That episode won the Australian Podcast Award for Best Comedy. So
Me
when
playing
this happened,
Ernie
I'm
Dingo.
going, oh no. Is this how he's winning Best Indigenous Podcaster?
Yeah, it was also
Because he's
confusing.
now Ernie Dingo?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
That was a coincidence.
That was a coincidence. And of course, there was a wonderful moment in Childproof, wonderful show, and it was written as a TV show. Then it became part of the Melbourne Fringe. You did 2 shows
Yes.
a night, and there was a moment, and Serena, I still do apologise for this, and Tony, that at one point I forgot that I was playing a character, went back, had a wee, and then hurried voices down the hallway to say you're meant to be on stage right now. And it was one word. The line was one word. I think it was like, thank you or hello or something.
And I will say that if you've ever heard the series, maybe you don't listen all the way to the end, but if you listen at the very end of episode 6, we've left that moment in as a bonus extra.
Yeah.
Unedited.
A lot of horrified voices.
Yeah, Andrew McClellan going, where is he?
Yeah, a lot of
You
horrified
can hear
voices.
Lockie Hume off stage going, oh, bloody do the line.
Yeah. More than happy to step up and really Eddie
For
Murphy
one
the whole
word.
thing. Yeah,
But he didn't
I'll play
say-
every character.
By the way, he didn't say bloody.
He didn't say
Lockie
bloody.
Hume would never say bloody.
Yeah, right.
Number 2, Kanye West steals a microphone from Taylor Swift at the 2009 VMAs. That is a great moment. And number 1 is, of course, Will Smith slaps Chris Rock at the 2002 Oscars. Now, in Australia, we've had some... Who would you say is the greatest host that we've ever had at the Logie Awards? Because you've had... Who have you had? You've had the great Andrew Denton.
It was
who you
for
get mistaken
years, it
for.
was
Wendy Harmer.
Wendy
Wendy
Harmer. For years it was Daryl. For
Yep.
many years it was Ray.
Bert.
I would. My favourite one was when Sean McAuliffe hosted.
Oh,
He
amazing.
sort of deconstructed the Logies,
Yeah.
and weirdly, it was the highest rating Logies ever.
Yeah,
The one that
yeah.
took the piss out of the Logies the most was the
Right.
most popular.
Yeah,
episode.
and you know, recently I think they've kind of gone with lots of different hosts at
Yeah.
once, and I
Yeah.
think at one point it was like Andrew O'Keefe, Rove, like they really. We're not going to talk about Andrew O'Keefe. They really.
Is he here? Is he here?
God, he should be.
We're going to call from penitentiary. Really serial the podcast and go, you've got a call from.
His dad made some great music. Was his dad?
What was his
Or
what
Johnny
was his
O'Keefe?
dad?
Johnny
Johnny-
O'Keefe.
was
Was
it
that his
Johnny O'Keefe?
granddad, uncle? I'm not sure how he fit it. I always thought it was dad,
Yeah.
but saying it, I went, that's probably not right.
But that's
Anyway.
okay to say, mister.
Loved it.
Loved
I
it?
thought, look, I'm going to I thought Hughesy was
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
I thought it was nice and loose.
One time I was doing, okay, this is bragging, but I was doing stand-up once at a place called Lucky Cock, which is a wonderful venue in Melbourne. I don't know if it still runs, but I was doing stand-up there, and I think it starts at 9 o'clock, and people are having pizza, having a wonderful night, and then all of a sudden someone walks up to the microphone and goes, comedy's about to start in 10 minutes, and people just hate it, trying to have a pizza and a lovely time. I was on one time and someone came up to me and was like, can you go on after someone else? I was like, oh, that's fine. Didn't know the person was Dave Hughes. And I had to go on before Dave Hughes. People stayed for Dave Hughes, but then left as soon as I was on. My set was pretty much going, can you please come back? Like it was pretty much just that. Very depressing. But Dave Hughes did his Logie...
Oh, he's
there.
running it
Just
in.
He's running it in.
Yeah.
But he said, I'm going to pretend that this is a Logie Awards. And it was very odd to see him in that environment doing his speech exactly as it was. Like, he's referencing the cameras and everything at Lucky Cock.
Amazing.
It was bizarre.
Yeah.
But I love that he has the balls to just get up and
Oh,
go,
yeah.
this is what I'm doing. Deal with it.
Yeah,
And
deal with it.
Here we go. Bang.
Yeah, you're a great crowd. It's great to see you.
That's right.
Yeah, hot crowd, never forget that.
Never forget that. Best crowd ever.
Best crowd ever.
And at the actual Logies, you're not going to be interrupted by number 32, number
Yeah.
32.
Yeah.
What about the people that sit in? What are they called? The people that sit in
Seat
for other
fillers.
people? Seat
Yes.
fillers? They're called, sorry.
seat-
I should have known.
The
Who are
fill-in
those people who fill the seats?
Hey, also, I just
sorry.
thought of this. I was watching Shantram. Is that a new thing?
Yes.
Yes, right. Started watching that. Filmed in Melbourne, obviously.
But set in.
India.
Right.
But also, well, actually, I don't know.
Shantram
what
is a book
The
as well.
jail
It's
was set in
Right.
Australia.
Okay, yes.
And they used Pentridge as the filming location for that. Great. But then I just happened to see something and I was like, hang on a second. What? They're in India at this point. But I'm like, I think I know that building. And it was where Steele Saunders,
From I Love
we
Green
all-
Guard
from
Letters
I Love
and,
Green
and
Gu- yeah,
Steel Wars.
used to film, or we used to do his podcast in.
Yeah.
Remember Hollywood?
Yes.
You-
yeah. His
And it
old
was that
apartment
real
complex.
old, and I swear they've used that as a location.
Yeah, right.
Because at one point they shot up, and I could see that little hole in the pool where you can see through the pool. I was like,
Yes.
what? That's got to be it.
Yeah.
There's a
Anyway,
lot-
I don't know why I digressed to
No,
that.
but there is a lot of that with your Netflix series
Yeah.
that's set in America or somewhere,
Yeah.
filmed in Melbourne. What's the one with the bloke from Entourage, Adrian
Oh,
Grenier?
yes.
Clickbait.
Clickbait.
That one, you'll often see someone walking down the
Right.
street in San Francisco and then they'll turn a corner and they'll suddenly be outside a pub in Fitzroy.
Isn't
and
that
they'll just
funny?
Yeah.
pop
Well,
into
he
it.
was seen a lot down Chapel Street, Paran, I think.
Yeah, that's a fun one to watch.
Yeah, it's good actually.
Yeah, right.
There's another
Locations.
one that's about there was some sort of Oh, goodness. I shouldn't have started this because I don't know what it's called.
Is it Le Bray?
Yes.
Le
Yes.
Bray.
She
Yeah.
shot a lot in Port Melbourne.
Yeah, right.
Thank God Tony Martin's here. Because
yeah.
me starting a story with, I don't know the words for this in a story, but anyway.
I did audition for that
Le Bray.
about a month ago. Didn't get
Oh,
it.
right.
But,
Lots of like coffee shops in Port Melbourne, and all of it is very Port Melbourne. But it's just meant to be the earth. Was it the earthquake that happened?
I'm not sure.
it's a sinkhole, and they fell through to a old.
They're in America and they turned
Yeah.
up in Port Melbourne
yeah.
to the
One of the
sinkhole.
what a trip. What should I pack?
And they're all horrified. What is this place?
How expensive are these
Sounds
coffees?
yeah.
Now, should we begin the 2000?
No.
Yeah,
I'd like.
sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, yes, we should.
I'm
go.
so sorry.
I thought Oliver was going to do a song.
Is that possible? Can we do a quick
Hang
song?
on.
Yeah. Is there time for a song?
Trailer
from here.
for sale. Oh, sorry.
What was the song you just started?
I started
Trailer for
King of the
sale?
Road.
Oh, King of the Road,
it's
right.
It's my advice if you get dragged into a karaoke.
Yeah.
King of the Road. It's impossible to fuck up.
That's the go-to.
Right. Yeah. Fair enough. What was the one Liza Minnelli was singing when she got papped?
Oh, deal. There's a great clip of Liza Minnelli being she just rocks up to a venue
Right.
with paparazzi out the front. And they're so excited to get a pic of Liza Minnelli. And she just starts going, Deo, Deo. And the person just goes, the paparazzi person is so surprised that she just starts singing.
Yeah.
They go, oh, okay.
Okay.
And then she goes, like I gave you everything you wanted.
But that's great. I
Oh,
love
I love Liza.
it. Sing a song. That's what
Sing a
people
song.
want.
Hit it.
Hit it.
Now, I will
Yes.
say this before we move on.
Please.
That so one of my absolute heroes in the world, apart from you two beautiful gentlemen right now, is Missy Higgins. Missy Higgins came on the show with Sir Peter Hitchener recently. Sir Peter Hitchener got up at the live show and just introduced the show. And it was so much fun. I wanted to have him on during the show to talk about the wonderful program that he does, the news. It's a great season at the moment.
Great season.
Great
I'm
season.
really enjoying it. Yes.
Really good. But Oliver got up and sang an amazing cover of the Special 2 while Missy Higgins was watching.
Yes.
And she was dancing to the song, and she
good.
was really excited about it. And during the song, she looked at me and went, "Fuck, it's a long song," because
Man.
it is 4 minutes. And I thought the crowd, because of the live show, the crowd was so excited. And when it got to every verse, meant that the audience was laughing so hard because there are so many points where it just keeps going.
Even when I was creating the arrangement for the thing, and I think I sped it up even.
Really?
And I was like, at the end, I was like, let's see how long. 4.5 minutes. I was like, but her version's slower.
Yeah.
I like
Wow.
it. Jesus.
Yeah, it's a great jazz version. Of
Yeah,
the
I jazzed
Special
it
2.
up.
Yeah,
It was fun. It was fun to
do. You
do.
have a go-to karaoke song? Because I can imagine if you go to a karaoke place, you blow people's bloody socks off.
Well, yeah,
With that wonderful
I
voice.
like to sing. So I used to always do Get Out of My Dreams, Get Into My Car. Because a lot of people automatically go to a ballad. But I'm like, no, let's get this moving,
Yeah.
baby. And I like that one because you get the engine at the beginning. You're like, it's got all this great
Whoa,
stuff. Great
yeah.
lead up. I love it.
Oh, it's amazing.
And he's come out swinging.
I would
Come out
say
swinging.
if you're not a strong singer, King of the Road's
King
a
of
hard
the Road's
one
great.
to fuck up. But another one is Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi.
Man, can I say
yeah.
though that the key change
the
is
key
way
change.
high. No
Yeah.
one can hit it.
But the thing is, you get everyone to join in with the whoa,
And then
That's
they
it.
sing Living on a
And
Prayer.
it feels like you're winning.
right. That is good. That's a good one.
One of mine and Oliver's favourite songs of all time. We have joint favourite songs, but one of our favourite songs is "Going Loco" down in Acapulco.
Oh my God.
And it's
so good. It's so good.
It's a very hard song to get right.
Yeah.
But Oliver, have you ever tried singing that? Because it is.
I think
there's
I did.
There's
Yeah.
a high note right at the with the backs
Feel the
against
pressure, your back's against the wall.
Oh, my
it was
goodness.
Levi Stubbs from the Four Tops that did it, and he's no longer with us. But he also did all the singing for Little Shop of Horrors. He was the plant
yes,
voice.
yeah.
And he's got it's an amazing voice. But that song was great, and it was written by Phil Collins.
Yeah.
For the film Buster.
Isn't
Remember that? He's
great?
holding the
Yes.
flowers in that picture.
Phil Collins used to do a lot of that music.
used to do a lot of
though,
that stuff.
But also Offshore Theatre Company, my mum's theatre.
My preferred theatre company to go to.
down on Phillip Island did a awful production of Little Shop of Horrors.
How did they do the plant?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
How did they do the
Yeah, I love that. That is the question.
So, King of Props, Jane, really, she went all out and she got some pieces of cardboard and really ripped it apart for them. It was real hammy. Yeah, there's a lot going on with that.
Didn't bother painting it green either. Just
no point. Move on, Jane. But there was a lot of also they did Les Mis as well, which is one of the worst productions.
I thought you were going to say they mashed it up with Little Shop of Horrors.
And also for Patreon only, there's a video of this goddamn podcast. If you think that we're just sitting around recording in a regular studio, you probably heard planes and you probably know that's not possible. But we are wearing suits.
Yes.
We've
gone into some trouble.
We've gone into some trouble for this.
We've mussed up, sprayed on the cologne.
Sprayed on the cologne. And wonderful Simon is filming this. Let's give Simon a round of applause.
Yes,
right now.
Simon.
Yes.
Doing a wonderful job. Wonderful job. We've got
Turn
Serena
the camera on yourself,
and
Simon.
Gem
Turn the
in
camera
background
on
there.
yourself.
Oh my goodness. Imagine a real selfie moment. I do love it. Yeah. Which is beautiful, of course. Now, we are about to get into
The nitty-gritty.
the Cogie Awards. But right now, we are going to go to the great announcer, Mr. Grant Denyer.
We'll be right back after this. And we're back.
Oh my goodness, it is time. Everyone's been waiting for this moment. The Night of Nights, as Oliver sent me an SMS this morning and said exactly that. We are going to go to the moment of awards and
my God.
the wonderful people who have confessed on reddit.com and the winners of these. Now, we couldn't get the Reddit people. I didn't want
Were
to
they
contact.
not on board?
I didn't want to contact the people on Reddit. So I have decided instead to award these to the people who I read these to and had to go through that painstaking moment of being read these gorgeous online confessions. Now, Mr. Tony Martin, you have got the first category
I
tonight.
haven't seen the nominees yet, but I am hoping that Sir Peter Hitchener is up for at least one.
goodness.
At least.
At least
It's tonight.
You should be. Yeah.
I've got the first. Do you want to hear the first category?
Absolutely.
It's the best shitting themselves confession. Do you want to hear the nominees?
Absolutely.
Do we do this?
Love to,
Okay.
Was there music?
I'm just
No.
going to say it's a classy show.
Yeah.
We'll put music under this.
Sound
Very
effect?
classy show.
Going on.
I'm assuming the Confessions of the Idiots Orchestra will be.
Of course.
It's just Michael Winslow.
You know, that's so funny. I remember as a kid I bought this CD because I liked the Bond themes.
Oh, yes.
And it was the
James
LA
Last
LA Orchestra or something, and I got this CD thing. It was like the originals, and it was this awful composition of MIDI orchestra doing, and it was just grotesque.
But without the sort of oomph of the original.
That's what MIDI is. It's got no depth,
my
just
goodness.
surface
Hey.
level. Yeah. Sorry, Mr. MIDI.
What a crippling review.
Mr. and Mrs. MIDI.
But meanwhile, the best shitting themselves confession, the nominees are shitting out of a moving car, Marty Shergold.
Huge. That was a great confession.
Huge.
by the way.
Yeah, great.
Backing into a urinal, Dog loves that one, the actor Stephen Curry. And finally, shitting in a bed and burning the bed, Dave Lawson.
Dave Lawson. Now that's huge. Now, Oliver, any guesses who is going to win?
I would
this
have to. I'm
prestigious
going to go
award?
with Dave on this one. Dave Lawson.
Dave Lawson.
Burning that
huge.
bed.
Oh my goodness.
Let's
now.
see.
How
the
do we
winner.
sleep when the beds are burning?
And
and
the
being
winner
shut in?
is Stephen Curry, the actor Stephen Curry, backing into a urinal.
Oh my goodness. Now, of course, the actor Stephen Curry could not be here this evening, so we
No.
are going to cross to him on location.
This is the actor Stephen Curry's first Cogie Award.
Hello, Confessions fans. Stephen Curry here, the actor Stephen Curry, and I just wanted to say what a thrill it is to be accepting this Cogie for best shitting themselves story. You would imagine that it's a niche market, but there seem to be a lot of them on Confessions, but I won it, and it's for the dude who shat in the urinal to teach the man a lesson, whoever the man is. But I don't quite know who the man is, but certainly not the man who had to clean it. That is for shizzle. Yeah, look, thank you. It's a great honour. Would love you to just up here. Yep, there you go. Would love to have been there, but I couldn't. What?
Bored.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Come on, let's wrap this up.
Shut up. Go the Cogies. Go the Cogies.
So confession 1 comes from Adam. Adam confesses, yeah, I shit in urinals.
Oh shit! It's just such a great sentence. That's a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Is
yeah,
that a
it's just,
t-shirt?
yeah, full stop. I shit in urinals, full stop.
What was that noise?
Was that a...
Dude, it was such a magical noise. Do you have t-shirts like that?
Yeah.
Set up for Confessions of the
We
Idiots?
it's definitely start merch.
Say it again.
Yeah, I shit in urinals. Is that the merch?
Confessions of the Idiots.
Yeah, that's great. So,
Come on.
Oh, that's good merch. That's
Okay.
good merch.
I'm
You're always
not
thinking about the merch.
I'm not telling you your business.
No, you're always thinking about merch. Yeah, I shit in urinals.
Of course, don't we all?
I'm not talking about the large urinal trays or what have you.
Nah, he's talking about the pod. He's talking about the
about the
little, like the
That's a
egg,
good way to describe
like
it.
the Mork from Orc Egg. You know, the
Mork from Orc Egg.
Mork and Mindy. Do you remember the show?
Yeah,
Mork and
yeah,
Mindy?
yeah. Ramones.
And he sat in the egg, those egg-shaped sort
Yeah.
of frontless things. He is backing into those to take a shit. He's fucked up.
Do you think
hang
that's
on,
where they got
the
the
guy
inspiration?
or a girl?
Guy. I'm talking about the small ceramic white urinals you see when you walk into a public restroom.
I was at the races once, and a girl parted the sea of gentlemen, in inverted commas, at the piss trough.
Yep.
Parted them, said, "Get out of my fucking way," and she lifted up her dress with her high heels on and backed in and pissed into the trough. It was the most horrific thing I've ever seen. But now I've heard something worse.
That's a big moment, though. That's a huge moment.
and it was
yeah,
good.
for
It was
her.
like Moses. She was like
Yeah.
the Moses of Flemington, parting the fucking dead cunt sea and just pushed them all out of the way, backed up. It was ridiculous.
Beautiful moment.
It was beautiful.
And you're still telling that story. That's a great
The
story.
thing is, you go, sister.
You go, sister.
You go, girl.
You go, girl.
Okay?
Yep.
You go, girl.
You're always so supportive.
All right, so this guy shits in urinals.
Yep. I'm talking about the small ceramic white urinals you see when you walk into a public restroom.
Oh, God.
I just did one today.
What? How
Just
big a
came from
shit
there.
are you
Just came
doing
from
in
there.
these things?
Huge. I imagine huge.
Why?
Well, this is what he says. I think I was in a zone where I just wanted to watch the world burn.
Hang on. No. I shit in urinals
Yeah.
is present tense.
Yeah.
I do it.
Still do it.
I didn't do
Didn't
it.
wanted to see
I
the
didn't
world burn.
I didn't done it.
I didn't done it.
Right, but I did do
Such an
Dunny. I
intellect.
did do back Dunny do it. Right?
You speak so
So
well.
hang on. He's saying that he just wanted to watch the world burn, but he still does it.
He still does it.
just because
Nothing's
the world's
changed.
burning and may as well
keep going.
play your fiddle.
Play your fiddle. Here I was, an inner city loving guy who wanted to fight the system, but didn't know the system I ought to be fighting
So I
was.
thought the only way to fight this system is to take a shit in a urinal and fucking.
Is that a good thought process?
No,
Is that leveled out?
I
No.
taught them a lesson. I taught
Yeah.
society a lesson.
Everyone knows now. Everyone knows. They learnt their lesson.
No one's going to try that again.
Nah,
Not
never.
since I shat in that urinal. They won't.
I really
Big
showed them.
Cleveland steamer and just left the. Anyway, let's go.
I was angry at the world and didn't know.
the world's angry at you
Yeah,
now.
more
too,
angry at
by
you,
the way.
probably.
Can I just say it's fine to be angry at the world, but is this an eye for an eye?
But shitting in a pod. At the world, and I didn't know how to take it out.
Hang on. I didn't know how to take it out in the world, or I didn't know how to take the shit out
No,
of the
I
urinal.
didn't know how to take it out on the world. He
Oh,
definitely knew how
okay.
to back it
You
up
had
and lay
but
it out.
he wasn't going to be taking the shit out of the urinal. That's to leave it in there.
Just to leave it in there.
Okay.
So one day I'm in this huge establishment on a quiet day, I might add. And,
Okay.
and there, the people who work there are treating me with disdain all day. This is before
Centrelink?
they know he's... Yeah, no, it's a casino. He
Oh.
goes on to describe it as
Oh,
he
okay,
says it's
okay,
a casino. I don't have one positive experience with them. It's a casino, and I'm there for days. So
Hang whoa. I'm there for days
Yeah.
at the casino.
at the casino,
Well, there's the thing where people used to piss at the tables
Oh,
because they didn't want
yeah.
to get up and lose their lucky spot.
That's
Is
like
he a
him.
dude? Is he a problem gambler?
yeah, I think he might be.
He's at the casino for days.
For days.
Days on end.
Yeah.
And the only place he can think to take a shit is in a urinal.
Because he thinks it's quicker, maybe.
He's got to get back to blackjack.
Get back to blackjack.
back,
Yeah.
back to the baccarat.
So I just walk right into the public bathroom and see 6 of these urinals all lined up.
Which to choose? That's the question,
That's
isn't
the
it?
hard bit, isn't it?
It's like picking your favourite child.
they're
Which
also pretty.
urinal am I going to shit in?
Which one will I shit in today? Sport for choice. I can feel a bog coming on, and instead of walking to the stall
Florex ad.
like your regular person, I poke my bum out and shit right in the urinal. I I don't even care if anybody walks in at that point.
Yeah.
I think at that point, you're pretty far gone.
You're committed.
You're committed to it, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so disgruntled by the world at that time that I kind of hope I get caught.
Yeah, because you just spent 3 days in a casino.
Yeah. No wonder
haven't
you're
had
upset.
any
Air, some
any
natural
vitamin
light.
D.
Yeah.
You've probably had recycled air. Like, you're probably going actually a little bit crazy
Yeah,
now.
and you're sad.
Well,
You'd be
you're
so
sad enough to take your shit in a urinal, so I dare say you're not happy.
Yeah, that's normal
I dare say
behaviour.
You're not going. That's not the actions of someone who goes, yeah, I just got promoted. Yeah, that girl kissed me on the lips. The girl I've been into all these years. Yeah, everything's going well. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to back up and what was it? Poke my bum out. Was it?
Poke my bum out.
I'm going to. I'm going to poke my bum out.
Bum first into
and
the urinal.
Take a shit into the urinal.
I hope I get caught, but
I hope you get caught
Yeah.
too, fuckhead.
I don't.
Of course
And
you
so
don't.
after this experience, I felt this rush that I haven't felt before. It must be the adrenaline after that.
Well, yeah.
I was fighting the man once and for all.
Which man?
I think he thinks that he's fighting the casino boss with this.
So it's James Packer.
Yeah.
He's basically
He's
taking
fighting
the
James
shit
Packer.
in James Packer's urinal.
At James Packer.
He's taking.
He's shitting on James Packer.
He's the man.
Yeah. I was fighting the man once and for all, and then I started going into larger buildings.
How much bigger do you get than
I don't know.
casinos?
Pretty large. You think Telstra, just to say, telecom. Do you think telecom company? Telco?
I do like the fact that you put telecom in there just
Yeah.
for old people like me to go. Oh, you mean
Yeah.
telecom?
Yeah, telecom.
Oh, that company that used to be called telecom.
Yeah.
That's
That's just for you. That's just one for you.
That okay. There's, whatever these bigger buildings are, I want to know about them.
So you don't have to go in.
What's bigger than the casino or the Taj Mahal or something like that? Is
Something
it?
like that. Probably
Yeah.
something like that. He's travelling the world to do
Yeah,
this.
right.
Yeah. And larger corporations and laying pipe in any place I could.
Laying pipe.
Yeah.
I think Dave. What's this person's name?
Oh, this isn't Dave. I just have to be
No,
very
but-
clear about that.
no,
this
no,
is,
but this
this is Adam.
Dave and his wang, and Adam and
Dave
his
and his
laying of the pipe. Laying pipe.
Yeah.
Do you call it laying pipe?
No, I've never called it that before.
Well,
no,
he
of
calls
course
it
not.
laying pipe.
Laying pipe. I haven't heard anyone call it
I mean,
that
any
before.
plumbing parlance is fine, I
Yeah.
guess, isn't it?
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Connecting to the people.
yeah.
Okay, so I feel
Connecting
this...
pipe to the people. Is that what we're doing?
Connecting pipe to the
Okay,
people
all
of
right.
the future.
All right, go.
Larger corporations laying pipe in any place I could. I was doing it and I was loving it.
Okay.
I probably did this 10 or so times. Yeah. When one day I was walking out, flying high on adrenaline,
Yeah.
when I saw a cleaner walk up to the bathroom with his cart and smile at me.
Oh.
I
Last
realised...
time that guy smiled in days, I reckon.
Yeah.
Once he saw it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's
yeah.
going to ruin his week.
Yeah. I realised what I'd done.
I realised then that I was fighting the system, that I wasn't fighting the system at all. That's important.
No.
They probably wouldn't even know about this.
No. Well, seriously, you thought James Packer was cleaning his own fucking shit?
Yeah, I think
his own
he
urinals?
thought that he was really hands-on.
And the word goes up. Word goes up.
Word goes up the chain.
Okay, guys. Okay, before we start this meeting, high-powered meeting, we're going to work out who the new owners of Crown Casino are now that we've been deemed unfit. We've got the biggest story that we've had come across our
What a
table in a
scoop.
long time.
Yeah.
Some fuckwit has taken a shit in a fucking urinal. And how about this?
Every day.
Apparently, fuckwits go to casinos now.
Who knew? Who knew? It was too hard. It was too hard to figure that out. But do you think they start every meeting with this as a high-powered meeting?
Yes,
Yep.
this is a high-powered
This is a
meeting,
high-powered
guys.
meeting.
And they go, hang on, well, let me guess. Hang on, who's taking the minutes? All right, Miss Richmond. All right, take this down. Someone has taken it. She goes, let me guess, James, a shit in a urinal. A shit in a urinal? Yeah, how'd you guess? Because that has how you've started the last 19 high-powered meetings.
High-powered meetings, of course.
Fuck. All right.
They probably wouldn't even know about this. Yeah. It wouldn't go up the chain that
No,
high.
the chain.
And now I feel like I've completely gone against what I set out to do. I think I need to go back to these places and apologise to all the cleaners that work there. Is that too extreme? I might need to find another hobby too. All right, so Cousin Adam, so this is a
You
hobby.
need to find a hobby. Is that a hobby?
That's
That's seriously
yeah.
a hobby.
Yeah. You've been to Hearn's hobby enough if you can lay some pipe in there.
It's like, so what are you into? Look, pina coladas, getting caught in the rain, taking shit in urinals,
All the normal stuff.
all the good stuff.
Yeah, like, building those boats in the glass bottle. It's
yeah.
exactly the same
Yeah,
as that.
bottle boats.
Bottle boats.
I do bottle boats. I make remote control planes. I
Yep.
put them together, put all the stickers on them,
Yeah.
and paint them and stuff. And what's that other thing? Oh, that's
Big
right. I
jigsaw
take
puzzle.
shits in urinals.
Just normal
The top
stuff.
three, the Holy Trinity.
Yeah, the big three. In a high-powered meeting, imagine Imagine you're in this situation. You found out about this, right? You're James Packer. Do you want to know about this? Do you want this guy, Adam, to come back into your workplace and tell you what he's done?
No, but his plan is to tell all the cleaners.
He wants to tell the cleaners.
He's
now.
not
He doesn't
telling.
want to.
He's apologising. He's assuaging his guilt by apologising to any cleaner he can
That
find.
had to deal with that. Walk in on that bombshell.
Yeah, those poor cleaners. I mean, that's a shit job. Like, no pun intended. It's a terrible job to actually. I don't mean the job itself. Everyone's got a job and everyone's got to do the job.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the idea of going into a place where someone has had so little regard for the fact that this is your job.
Yeah. And that's thought out as well. That's calculated.
It's so calculated, but at the
Could poke
same
your bum
time,
out.
so uncalculated.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he sits there thinking James Packer's going to fucking know all about it. The man's
man is
going to
gonna
know.
know
The
about
man knows nothing.
And then he's going to stop what? Because I don't know what the end game there
Then
was.
what is
going.
it?
Everyone's shut down the casino. We've learned our lesson from the mystery man.
I just don't love him.
You don't
I'm
love him.
sorry.
You don't love Adam.
And I don't mean to come into your podcast, your popcast.
Podcast.
And have a go at the people that you present to me, Sammy. But
It's okay.
again, you've not let me down by letting me down big time.
Every
This is
time.
another fucking idiot.
Yeah. Another fucking idiot.
Come
Every
on.
time. No, what do you expect? What did you
I
expect?
mean,
Did you
I
not
don't
expect
want
to
to
shoot one today?
No. And don't get me wrong; these are really good.
No,
They're
of course.
great.
Yeah,
but
beautiful.
the people themselves,
They're not good.
I'd love to fucking stab this guy.
You wouldn't want to go. You heard it here first. You wouldn't want to go out. You wouldn't want to go out for a drink with Adam.
And I'm not stabby.
You're not a stabby.
I'm
guy.
not a stabby guy.
You're
but
probably
this
one of the least
guy,
stabby guys I know.
I would just shiv the
Yeah.
in the base of the spine. I think he's a bad person.
Base of the spine time for him.
Base of the times.
Yeah,
base
base of the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Is there another
you don't
t-shirt?
think-
Base of the
there
spine
they go.
time.
So many t-shirt ideas. They're wonderful. Base of the spine time. So,
Yeah.
do you think there is any point in him going to the cleaners? You think
No.
leave it and never shit in a urinal again? Maybe. That's a
No,
good
just
thing.
don't do it again.
Yeah.
Learn the error of your ways, because also you're going up to some guy and saying, "Hey, you're like all the other cleaners. They're all individuals."
Yeah.
This person possibly, hopefully, didn't have to clean his shit out of a urinal.
They're on stress leave.
You go, "Oh, you all the same. You're
Yeah.
all those cleaner types." Sorry, mate.
Yeah, sorry about
I
that.
took a shit in that urinal. The guy's going to think you're picking a fight.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's no normal conversation after that. You
There's
can't
no
go back
normal
to. And how was the weather
conversation.
today, huh?
Yeah.
Busy today?
No, that person, that poor cleaner,
Yeah.
is going to just go, "Why are you telling me this?
Yeah.
Why'd you do it? What kind of person are you?
Yeah.
Why are you thinking that you can assuage your guilt by telling me about it?
Yeah.
Like we're all the same?
Yeah.
Nah.
No. And I hate you. That's what the cleaner would say. And I
mate.
hate you. now.
you.
Yeah.
You're a mean person.
Yeah. So you think Adam, even though he's fighting the system, fighting the man, whatever that means, do you think now he just needs to forget about it, move on with his life?
Ways to fight the system. Do you know what I mean? I reckon, like, don't take a shit in a urinal. Like, I don't know, like, take a piss on a like a non-citrus tree.
Okay.
That's owned
That's
by
interesting.
like some rich person. You know what I mean? Going, that is probably going to cause some browning of your leaves.
Yeah.
Eventually.
So you think that's a better way to fight
Yeah.
the system than
Bang.
backing one out into the
Yeah.
urinal?
And one that no cleaner has to clean up. It's just some rich guy.
Yeah.
A while later goes, why are my trees dying? Why? I pissed on them 3 years ago.
End of story.
And
Shut down the casino.
EOS, shut it down.
Shut down the
We're done.
pokies. The
We're
Whitlands.
done.
Ever heard of it? I think that's what that song was about.
Is that what it
That's
was?
what the Whitlands was. That was the Shitlands. That's what they call them. There's another T-shirt. That could be fun.
Shitlums. Can we
Shitlums.
write? We should start writing this
Yeah.
down.
Oh, it's recorded.
Oh,
I
okay.
reckon.
Oh, sorry,
I'll record
do you
this
record
one.
these,
Yeah, we're
yeah?
recording, Derek.
You recording this, Derek?
Yeah, we're recording this
Derek's
one. Yeah,
recording.
he's got a thumbs
All
up.
right, got a thumbs up.
Thank goodness for that.
How good is this, by the way, where we can sit here on your podcast
Yeah.
and now actually refer to someone
Who's actually here.
called Derek,
Yeah.
who actually is here and is actually being.
He's actually paneling it. Yeah. It's great.
It's not just
a
you
different
pressing
thing.
a button.
Nah, and sometimes not recording.
This is so professional, man.
Remember when I left my car on the entire time we
the
recorded
whole time?
podcast?
You literally left the engine running for an hour of
for an hour
podcast.
outside, and I did it again the other day. 3 hours.
What's wrong with you? Why? How did you do that twice?
I walked away from my car. I would
How
have been a
is that a
kilometre away. My
mistake?
staff still running. Got the keys in my pocket. Car still running.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah.
Just quickly.
Yeah.
Once is okay. It was kind of cute.
Kinda
it
cute. You
was
thought
sort
it
of
was
a bit
cute?
like if it was a rom-com, it'd be like you'd be the ditzy one going,
Bit
I
quirky.
don't know, who at the end of the film takes off your glasses and and flashes your hair comes
I'm
out.
pretty.
It's like, oh, he's really pretty.
Yeah.
He's actually really pretty.
He's actually really pretty.
And not as clumsy as I thought.
Yeah.
Now,
Bogan, though.
Be full bogan. But now you've done that twice. You've left your engine running by accident.
Yeah.
Not once.
Ran out of petrol.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, so it wasn't running by the time you got back because it had no petrol.
Oh, I was
in it.
running, but I had to go to a petrol station right away.
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I had to go.
You
I had to
hadn't
go
run out of
straight
petrol
away.
then if it was
No,
running.
it was on the empty. the thing had come up. It was now empty because I'd left it on. And the person with me went, is your car running?
I think, Derek, would you say that's outrageous that someone could do that twice in their life?
2 times.
One time,
Yeah.
cute.
Cute.
Twice,
We're saying
he's
cute.
nodding.
We're definitely saying
He's
cute.
not. Oh, he gave the old cosy gesture.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, all right. Well,
That's Italian for so, by the way. Cosy,
very
cosy.
good. You are an intellect.
And Dario es siempre in ritardo Dario is always late.
That's fantastic. They're the only 2 phrases that you know?
That's all I got.
You're watching the Cogie Awards, now in Technicolor.
Oh, my goodness.
Beautiful.
The actor Stephen Curry, congratulations on his first ever
I love the
Cogie
way
Award.
he uses his words.
Oh, my goodness. Now, you're a man who's seen that clip, obviously. And knows
Yes.
exactly what you're talking about. Now,
Loved it.
now, Mr. Oliver Clark, we're going to go to the next category.
All right,
for
here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Most bullshit confession.
Ooh, this is a big one because there's a lot of people on Reddit.com that say awful things and make a lot of shit up. So there were a lot of these are
Wait,
voted.
are you
by-
talking
these
about Reddit?
Reddit.com, mister?
So these are people who have fabricated confessions just to get to the top of the
On Reddit.
the
So,
rankings on
yeah,
Reddit.
it's called like upvotes and downvotes. So
Right.
people,
Do you think there's anyone that's put stuff on Reddit just to get on your podcast?
well, there
Are we at that point? I reckon we
we're
might
at that
be.
point with one person in particular
Really?
that was writing in regularly.
Right.
Wow.
And the actor Stephen Curry and I ended up doing about 6 episodes, I think, in the end about this
A
person.
series, if
A
you will.
series, if you will, and I will. I
Maybe
think
that
Thank you.
person is up for gold tonight.
They could absolutely be. That is huge. A wonderful Gold Cogie Award.
God, you're so good at it. I'm not kidding.
Now, tonight, the bullshit confession. So the most bullshit confession, which a lot of people on Reddit.com write a lot of bullshit confessions. So there were quite a lot here. And these are all voted by the Patreon.
And you've narrowed it down to 3.
3 people voted by Patreon.
Oh,
Voted by
okay.
Patreon.
Voted by Patreon.
Yeah.
Here we go. First nominee, Making Love to Antonia Banderas. Rick Brown and Xavier Michaelides.
That was a huge confession. I remember at one point of that confession was the confessee, that's what you call them, the confessee saying, and then I was coming like a bullet train.
Oh.
Yeah, one of the best.
Pow.
One of the best lines I've ever heard in a confession.
That's quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, does that mean it shot out that quick or just he came very quick?
I think he just came quick.
Yeah, came
Brad
quick.
Pitt was involved.
Second nominee, Mid-Flight Sex with Simon Cowell. That was Limo and Reed Down.
Reed Down, of course, and Limo. Now, that was a confession where someone believed they had sex with Simon Cowell, but I do not think for 1 second that was actually Simon Cowell.
Maybe Simon the Cow.
That's right, mister. You're very good.
We were in a paddock. Third nominee for most bullshit confession, Butterfly Businessman, Zachary Ruane.
Oh my goodness. Now, Zachary Wayne from the wonderful television program Auntie Donna. Wonderful
Televisual
television program.
series.
Oh, program. Wonderful program.
Program. Oh, wonderfully handwritten. And the winner is for the most bullshit confession is Butterfly Businessman Zachary Ruane.
Zachary Ruane. Now, I'm so sorry to say that Zachary Ruane, because he's been filming his ABC TV series, hasn't been able to accept this award. So on his behalf, I would like Mr. Oliver Clark or Mr. Tony Martin to accept this award on his behalf.
This is Zachary Ruane's first Cogie Award. Sadly, they can't be here today, so we crossed to Tony Martin to accept on their behalf.
I'd like to accept this on behalf of Zachary. I know if he was here, he would have a spectacular beard in progress. I know for a fact he's very busy on the as yet untitled Auntie Donna TV series.
Lazy.
I have to say, not recording not accepting it, and not even recording a speech. Who did that? Someone did that at the AFIs. Was it
Who did that?
Tim
Is that
Mitchell?
right? For Richard Roxburgh?
It was Richard
Yes,
Roxburgh.
like, you don't remember
It
talking
wasn't
about
Tim
that?
Minchin. No, I'd forgotten who it was. It's a very long broadcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's, I think, very poor form. But in this case, I know it's because Zach is very, very busy.
Very
and
busy.
he's probably celebrating with Pud. right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
wonderful sketch, The Christmas Pud. And they've got a wonderful book coming out soon as well.
Called
It's out now.
Pud.
It's called Pud. Christmas
There's
Pud.
always room
The Christmas
for Pud.
Yeah. Or-
Well, let's move on to the next confession that comes from Marcus. Marcus writes, I'm actually addicted to something and I can't stop. It's so embarrassing because I literally can't anymore. I literally can't tell a soul what I've done, and that's what makes it embarrassing.
Oh.
It's like I have to hold on to this, the weight of it all.
Oh.
I'm a businessman by trade, and know that no one will understand or respect me for coming clean and saying something. It seems like my only option is to keep it quiet, but that seems like an unnecessary burden for me to always carry.
Before we find out what it is, Sam, have you ever described anyone? Have you ever heard anyone describing themselves ever in your entire life as a businessman?
No, if I've ever asked anyone what they do for work and they go, a businessman, I go, why are you being so shady? Why aren't you telling me the truth? It's weird.
And the way, because I feel like, what do you do for work? You get an answer like, oh, I do data entry for a marketing company, and you go, oh, okay. Because what do you do for work? Well, I take my briefcase and I put on a suit and I go to the office in the city.
And that's it. That's all you get. And you try and drill down on the specifics and they won't give you anything.
A little brown suitcase and a tie.
I have lunch at 12 p.m. Okay. I didn't ask
I
any
have
of this.
sushi or a salad. What? Okay. Sometimes a sandwich that I brought from home, and I keep it in a plastic bag in my briefcase.
It's unfair to have to carry burdens. You should be able to tell everyone everything. But that's sadly not the way the world works. Then he writes after this, like you would know.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I know it gets very accusatory in that way, but also
He's
like
the only one with a secret.
the only one with a secret. But also, you shouldn't tell everyone everything. I don't think. Some people have burdens, but I don't think you should be able to tell everyone everything all of the time. That just feels like you're putting weight and burdens on other people.
Yeah, 100%. Also, most people don't care. Like the reason I'm not telling everyone about all of my shit is not because it's like this deep dark, but it's just like that's irrelevant to this person serving me coffee.
Yeah.
Or that's irrelevant. You know
Just not going to bring it up.
It's like, well, I should be able to tell, but it's like, yeah, but is it like heavy shit? Like maybe like
You probably
I
don't
know.
need to. It's what do you think this is going to be quite a heavy confession so far? So in the next sentence, it's not going to be heavy.
There's too many it's too heavy of a build up.
Yeah. Yeah.
For it to be a real heavy thing. If it's heavy, people are just like, whoa, I got some shit to tell you. I kill people.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa. But if it's like, I don't know, it's going to be just a bit wacky. Like,
Just a bit wacky.
like kissing their
cock.
toes.
Oh, their toes.
Kissing
Okay.
their own cock.
Get their own
You know,
cock.
just like, oh, that's not that weird, man. It's
Yeah.
just there's subreddits. This is the wrong subreddit for you. Like,
There's a whole world out there you get yet to explore.
yeah.
For the last year or so, I've been eating butterflies.
Oh, that's silly. I think that's bad. I think that's a bad thing to do.
Alive ones too. It started when I saw how beautiful they were, just flying around in the air without a care in the world. And then one day I just chowed down and started eating one. And a businessman, Zach, can you believe? I plucked it from
With
the
his
air.
briefcase
With
and
his
everything.
briefcase. I just plucked it from the air mid-flight, and then the next day I
Oh,
did it again.
no, he didn't.
Not
How
mid-flight.
do you pluck him?
Just
How
plucked
do
it
you
out of the air
do this?
mid-flight.
This is a businessman plucking butterflies mid-flight. What
I
are
don't,
you doing?
I don't know why butterflies. It's probably the colors or something like that. They just
What
they
is
just
this, Sam? Why are you making me listen to this? Why is this the thing that you do? You make
a
your
good
friends
question.
come on Zoom and listen to weird shit. Oh,
That
this
is my life.
so
You summed it up
funny.
very well. They just look delicious, and the ones I've tasted so far are salty and yummy. But now what?
Salty?
And yummy. Don't forget yummy.
No, they're not salty.
Absolutely. Caught you out.
I don't imagine they're salty.
Well, now I'm eating the butterflies nearly every day, and I can't tell a soul. My wife, my kids, my colleagues, my neighbors, no one.
How many butterflies are there around him?
He's plucking them out of the air mid-flight. They must be always flying around him, or he's in the butterfly house. You know,
It's just
going to
like
the zoo.
he goes in there. It's like there's not many places where it's like I don't think like
You have to go looking for them after a while.
there's not
Unless
many
you've got a big net out.
businessmen in the jungle, Sam. And lucky for me, I live in the suburbs with my wife, my children, and neighbors. And I also have a business place that I do business work at. And luckily, there's a jungle between those two things.
I think people
Sure.
should know. It would at least make me feel a little bit better about my life. But it's just so hard to admit. Life can be hard. They don't tell you that in the books. Right,
Yes,
so
they
that's-
do.
They do. They do tell you that in many books.
Most books
Most
are pretty,
books.
it's pretty depressing.
Most books are sad. You can look
I
that
don't
up.
tell you that in like. No, I was going to say like the Pixar movies. Pixar movies tell you life's hard too.
God, that can be
my
sad.
God.
Have you seen Up? Oh my goodness.
Oh my
Inside- there's-
Lord.
Oh my Lord. Lots of sad.
Have you
Lots
seen
of sad
Soul
films.
yet, Sam?
Haven't seen
Have
it.
you seen Soul? Oh my goodness.
Croc, sad.
That's more happy tears.
Happy tears. Oh, happy tears are nice tears to have.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
ish. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one.
Well, it's a great recommendation. Zach, what would you do if you were Marcus? Imagine you were Marcus. You see a butterfly mid-flight. You pluck it out of the air like you just don't care. And you go, oh, that's salty. I quite like that. How do you,
So
do you have to tell your
firstly-
friends and family?
Firstly, that man has the greatest hand-eye coordination of any human ever, and needs to like be doing that instead of the business that he currently attends to. Secondly, that was great. That was one of the best confessions I think I've ever heard on this podcast. Like that was a really special one because it met my expectations of being weird more than dark. But also was like very weird. It's a very weird confession. Like that's like that's an odd one. I am loath to be too judgmental because I think I eat hamburgers. I derive a lot of pleasure from eating hamburger. Like I think that sometimes so like on a purely ethical level, I would be a hypocrite to judge this person for eating butterflies when I myself am not a vegan. I think that's like if I'm going to get Peter Singer about it. I do wonder why he does it, and I do think it's probably worth talking to someone about it because why
are you doing this? What's under there?
Yeah, it's a little bit like if this is what you're doing now, what are you doing in 10 years' time? Eating something because it's beautiful. All right, Lord of the, but all right,
bloody. Here we go.
What's its name? That's
Lord of the Flies. That one.
Thomas. Well, I was thinking. I said when to say Lord of the Flies. I meant Thomas Harris. Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, okay.
That has
full
moths.
Hannibal Lecter. Okay.
It's very like not real serial killer, but like fictional serial killer.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Eating something because it's
like,
pretty.
Yeah, it's like, well, there was this one guy that we brought into the office. We brought into the station 10 years ago because he was eating butterflies. And, maybe there's something to do with him. And then they talk to him. It's like, well, it can't be him because he has an alibi. And then like in Act 3, they're like,
That would be a great
God.
film. like to see, like they go and visit Hannibal, but he's just eating butterflies. They want to talk to him about it. That would be great. I'd watch that. I'd watch that film.
100%. 100%. Yeah,
100%.
I reckon don't tell people.
Yeah.
And I reckon talk to someone, because whatever happened to you if you're listening,
Yep.
whatever happened to you between the ages of 2 and 8 that makes you eat butterflies, I think also could lead to some very dark things. So I'm not going to really judge you ethically on eating butterflies. I think there would be vegans that would, but I'm not in a position to judge you. I do worry where that could lead to, though.
Yeah. Well, to quote
That's
you,
my answer to your question.
100%. 100%.
100%. Because it's a little bit like weird.
It is a little
Hannibal
bit weird.
sequel.
Well,
It's a bit like the Clarice TV series. I'm not talking like a full movie, but definitely like an episode of a later season of something based on Silence of the Lambs.
This is Zachary Ruane's first Cogie Award.
We're going to go to the next confession, which is the grossest confession.
Grossest confession. The nominees are Strapping Meat to Legs, Jess Perkins and Mr. Sunday Movies.
Huge.
My best friend's boyfriend's ass, Marie Cardi.
Of course. Marika's a big fan of the ass.
And of course, the perennial shitting in an Uber, Redown and Alexei Toliopoulos.
Mr. Toliopoulos, of
Pardon
course.
me, Alexei.
Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Now, I can't even imagine who these Patreon people have voted for here.
Do you know? You don't know. Sam.
I don't know.
This is all
I
a
don't
big
know.
surprise to you.
Big surprise to me.
These have been delivered by, who's
Hey.
that legal firm that delivers the winners in a briefcase?
Waterhouse.
Yeah, I was going to say Slater Gordon.
Yeah.
But
I was gonna say
Price Waterhouse.
Wait, Gay Waterhouse? Or no.
Yeah, I was
She
gonna
just
say
hand
Deal or No
delivers
Deal.
all of them to the Oscars.
Well, the winner,
On a horse.
you won't believe it, it's Strapping Meat to Legs,
Oh!
Jess Perkins and Mr. Sunday Movies.
That's got to be big for Australia. Now we're crossing to Mr. Sunday Movies and then Jess Perkins.
This is Mr. Sunday Movies' first Cogie Award.
You know, it's not every day that you get to win a Cogie for the world's grossest confession, which I believe was the confession where a man strapped meats to his legs every day before work. Yeah, I remember this. So basically, if you're not in the know, go back and listen to the episode. It's fantastic. It's got the wonderful Jess Perkins also. A man was taking cold meats from his fridge, wrapping them around his legs, and then like spending the whole day at work in an office with them. And one time he took them home and he put them in the fridge, and his housemate then ate some of those meats. So now I have an award to, I guess, commemorate the experience of hearing that, and also that man who no doubt by now is dead somewhere, because a person like that, I feel nature would not let them exist for, you know, an extended period of time. What a monster. I do actually genuinely hope he's dead. This is not like a joke or a bit. What an absolute, just terrible, terrible person. It's not even like the darkest secret. It's just, why would you do that? And why would you then write it on the internet? And now I have to deal with it inexplicably, which is fucking ridiculous. But why am I now involved in this thing? But I want to thank Sam for the wonderful award, because I guess at the end of the day, I didn't have an award before this, and now I have this award. And that's great. And I love awards.
This is Jess Perkins' first Cogie Award.
A part of me doesn't even really know what to say, and another part of me has had this speech written since I was 5 years old, when I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, Jess, one day you're gonna be a guest on a podcast and hear a really disgusting story about a grown man strapping meat to his leg. You're gonna do that. And people said, what? What a strange goal for a little girl to have. And I said, fuck you, Mum, and then I got grounded. Anyway, they're playing me off. I just wanted to say thank you so much. I deserve this. And I don't know, if Sam dies, I suppose this podcast is mine? I think is how that works. Anyway, thank you, and here's to many more years of disgusting stories that we can listen to together.
We've got the next confession that comes from Seamus. Seamus writes, I don't know where this started, but I sure as hell can tell you, I don't know where it will end.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah. I work in an office, a pretty large office too, but there's more. That wasn't it, guys.
Wow,
That was,
really?
yeah. Pretty large, but there's more. All right, how big are we talking now? All right, there's more. Oh,
It's pretty
I'm
large.
intrigued.
It's also
Yeah.
got great natural light.
You could call it a mansion of an office if you've even seen one of them. For the last 6 or so months. All right. This is going to go so far. You won't believe this next sentence. And I read this a long time ago, and I don't believe this next sentence, right?
Okay.
For the last 6, so all we know is the large office.
Yeah.
For the last 6 or so months, I've been strapping meats to my legs in the morning.
What?
And walking around all day.
Why?
I will tie sausages, steaks to the inside of my pants, and I will walk around all day with the meats all around my legs.
It's just going to be dripping.
It's going to be awful.
Yeah, is it cooked?
What an awful thing. No, I don't think. I think it's raw.
Okay.
I can't explain why I started doing this. This is all we want to know. But he won't go
Oh,
into
so
it.
it's not like I'm trying to endear myself to the local dogs or anything.
Yeah.
Like a fucking
Which is good.
cartoon.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is.
I got a string of sausages and some dog friends to make.
I did it once at home when I was incredibly bored. And one day on a Monday morning, decided to go in with some rosemary and thyme sausages tied to my legs.
I mean, delicious. Great combo. I
Of course,
love rosemary
yeah.
and thyme.
No,
And
I
of course,
can
you know when
see
you
it.
wake up with a little bit of extra time on your hands, what are you going to do?
Stop it.
I tape them with masking tape to my inner thighs and strap it for the day.
Inner thighs.
Inner thigh. Imagine. I walk around all day long knowing a secret that nobody else knows.
You
Or
would
will
smell
want to know.
like raw meat.
It smells so bad.
Yeah.
People know what's up. You're sweating into
Yeah.
raw meat all day. All day.
Imagine being invited into the boss's office to discuss this.
Yeah. You
That would
smell
be
like a
very-
butcher. Any comments?
Any comments?
Fuck.
I'm not taking any questions at this time, sir. I'll just be having a general chat about finances while having a steak in between my legs or some chops. That's pretty relatable. Yeah.
Got some chops near his chop.
You don't need to tell me in the comments that this is a weird thing. I'm very much aware that what I'm doing is not in the zeitgeist, that sure, people might take one look at what I do and say there is some kind of perversion going on here, but I can tell you that it couldn't be farther from the truth and I'd never come on the meat.
I'm sorry. That you didn't just say that. That was like,
No.
I mean, you said it, but it's in the.
Yeah.
It's written down.
I'd never come on the meat.
Nobody said.
No one was accusing you of that.
I've never come on the meat.
Yeah, no, I know you haven't, but
James, you're not listening.
Yeah.
I've never come on
It's
the
so
meat.
funny that he's just immediately defensive.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things to see on TikTok.
Yeah.
Is like people will be sharing something and they'll be like, "Now I know X, Y, and Z, so don't come at me in the comments." And it's like people are just so immediately defensive just before they tell a story.
Yeah. Don't come at me in the comments. I've never come on the meat.
I never come on the
I'll tell you
meat.
that right now.
I know you're going to say I'm a pervert. No, I don't come on the meat.
but look,
This is what I should never tell anyone.
he has though at least once.
Yeah, big time.
To bring
I
this
mean-
up out of nowhere.
Yeah, because
I
I
make-
wouldn't go.
And it
He's coming on that mate. Like that's not
no.
when my because it's strapped to your
Yeah.
legs. I was like, how could you even? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I would go, hold on. This guy's coming on the meat big time. Oh, yeah.
But
I've heard
I
this story
was,
before.
I was definitely thinking like he's getting off on it a little bit. Like, you know, like
yeah, totally.
it's between his legs. You're feeling
Yeah.
that chafing.
That's the
meat.
secret
Yeah.
of it all.
Yeah. There's something
Yeah.
sexy about it.
Oh yeah.
So
For
that was the
him,
book
not
over
for
between your
anyone
legs.
else.
Oh yeah, no, I agree with you.
He's coming on the meat.
He's going on
I-
the meat.
I make sure that every time I strap on the meats that I'm wearing baggy pants so it won't alarm anybody.
Oh
That
my
would be quite
God.
alarming if you see a string of sausages coming at you.
He is the guy in an office who's wearing super long, very baggy pants. Like they are torn to shreds at the bottom because
Yeah.
he steps on them all day. And he smells bad.
Would they couldn't be like a khaki either because that's showing up. You know
Great
what I mean?
point. They've got to be
Getting
black.
some- and
Yeah.
you know, if they're suit pants, you're gonna have to get them dry cleaned. And I'm betting He's not doing that.
Oh, yuck. That's
No.
foul.
I don't think hygiene's a big thing to him. I'm just reading that
No.
generally.
Sure,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
It's fun having a secret like this, of course.
Nuts.
I would agree with that. But after a year, I'm thinking it would be fun for someone else to know too. I don't think it's fun for anyone else to know. And him just going, I'm not coming on the meats. And the other week, I put some sausages back in the fridge, and my housemate ate them when I was out.
Fuck!
I know they say that ignorance is bliss, but they were my leg meats. And I don't know if it's better to tell them that I've been walking around with them taped to my legs all day. Feels good to write this.
Does it?
Does it, you sick fuck? Now, Jess, you look horrified. I'm sorry. You look like you've had a bit of a meltdown, baby doll, and that's okay.
Well,
we get it.
I really thought, and I don't know why I haven't learnt yet, but I really thought it was going to get to a point where he was like, how do I stop? Is this weird that I'm doing it? But he has not gotten to that point. He's just said, do you reckon it'd be fun if I told someone?
Yeah, someone's eating my leg meats.
He has no intention to stop strapping meat to his legs every day.
Of course not. He's not coming on them, though, if that's what you're thinking. Get your mind
I
out of the gutter,
was,
Jess.
and I forgot.
Yeah.
He has
Yeah,
not come
does
on the
not come
meat.
on the meats.
Yeah.
Do you think he could ever tell someone, James, if you're coming around, imagine if we were beautiful housemates, we're living together, and I am walking around with meats all day on my leg, strapped to my inner thigh, and
He must be doing that in his bathroom or his room because, like, having a housemate, that's another level of deception as well.
True.
yeah.
God gets
he's
home and he,
buying
like,
a lot of meats.
So he gets home, he goes to his room or bathroom, unstraps the meat, puts it on a plate, then walks out into the kitchen and puts it in the fridge.
Yes.
And he
Correct.
does that every day.
You're saying it like
Like-
it's weird, James. Like, we all get it.
Well, I'm just concerned about, like, the time. Like, is he reusing? If he's putting them in the fridge, that implies to me that he's doing the meat like multiple days.
Yeah. And the housemate is
Yeah.
seeing him buy and bring home a lot of meat, but never sees him eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he wouldn't. It's disgusting. He's coming in.
That's a good point.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of steps here that he hasn't gone into, and we want to
Yeah.
know some of these points, but not all of them, obviously. Do you think there is anything he can do where he can come clean to his housemate and say something?
He
No,
shouldn't.
he shouldn't. He should
Yeah.
stop doing it. But
Yeah.
telling
Definitely.
somebody he's going to do nothing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So no way. Never say anything because
Nah.
you're not going to come back from that, and that's going to be an awful thing to hear, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, if it was me and I lived with him, I'd want to know so I could stop living with him. To be fair.
True.
But, like, okay, sorry. I just
You
feel
gonna
a bit
vomit?
queasy just
Sorry.
thinking
Well,
about
let's move on to the next confession because I don't want to upset you.
God.
Oh, yes.
Well said.
Well,
If anyone knows how to say it, she does.
She certainly does. Got the gift of the gab, that gal. Now, we're going to move on to the next gorgeous category tonight. Mr. Oliver Clark, would you like to read the next?
I would love to. The next category is most ridiculous confession. Okay, and the nominees are sending.
Quite similar to the most bullshit confession.
Nominees are first nominee sending a photo of Princess Diana every day. Jess Perkins and Mr. Sunday Movies.
Now, this was a wonderful confession where someone got into a fight with an ex years ago and heard them getting into a fight about some Princess Diana or something. And this person decided to send a picture of Princess Diana to their ex every day to get back at them. It was quite a scary thing. It was a photo.
For how long did they send it?
I think it was like a few years.
Yeah,
They were
like
sending
are
this
there
photo-
that?
same
I guess
photo.
there are that many snaps of.
It was the same photo
of
every day.
PD.
Oh, the same
photo.
photo?
Oh, the
every
same
day.
photo.
Yeah, same
Wow.
photo. It was every day.
Not edited in any way.
Not edited in any way. No
Jesus,
need for a
alright.
beauty like that. Princess Diana still alive today.
Gorgeous woman. Rest in peace. Zzz.
I'm sure.
Well, she didn't have a seatbelt on.
That's very good. Patron only. Let's move
Series 5 of The Crown coming soon to Netflix.
Read by Oliver Clark. Let's move on to the next.
Next nominee is shitting in a pool. Missy Higgins and Sir Peter Hitchener.
Oh, this is huge.
Wonderful. Nominee number 3, pretending to be homeless. Rick Brown and Xavier Michaelides.
Oh my goodness. Now, We're all nervous about which way this one.
My toes are tapping.
My toes are tapping because if you've got a favourite one here, Tony, you're not
Shitting
sure.
in a pool.
Shitting in a pool is always the best one.
All right, and the winner is of the most ridiculous confession, pretending to be homeless Rick Brown and Xavier Michaelides.
Oh my
Well
goodness. Now we're going to cross to Mr. Xavier Michaelides, who is on set of his latest podcast at the moment. He could not be here, sadly, tonight, but he's on set of his latest podcast episode. I am so thrilled to cross to Xavier Michaelides.
This is Xavier Michaelides' first Cogie Award.
Hi, I'm Xavier Michaelides, and I just want to thank Sammy P for giving me this award for the most ridiculous story. I'm so glad I got to share it, of the man spitting the milk everywhere. Wow. He'd lost it. But who am I to judge? We've been through some difficult times these past few years, and everyone needs to do what they can to get through it. But I know the world is a little brighter because of Sammy P and his wonderful podcast.
Michael confesses. Hello, if you're reading this.
Already off to a great start.
Already fun.
I say personable.
Yeah, it is nice.
One of the more personal starts.
Yeah.
And if you're not reading this, no, I don't say hello.
If you're not reading this,
There's no way we could know that we were. How do you know what I just said?
How do you know what I just said? And if you're not reading this, how did you know that I've said, are you not
I've said hello.
I said hello.
That's all they're saying.
God, that's really broken my brain.
I didn't mean to make it so
And if you're
meta.
not reading this, how do you... Sorry, keep going.
How do you not know?
Stop breaking the space-time continuum. It's not right.
It's early on.
Adhere to the laws of physics or get out.
Metaverse is really in at the moment, so...
Stick to the rules of reading, the universe, and existing.
My name is Michael. So that's the next thing after saying hello, if you're reading this.
Right.
My name is Michael, and I pretend to be a loon.
Oh, just a little fake.
Just a little bit of a
fakey
little
loon.
fake loon.
Yep.
On my days off from work and shout in the street. That is fun.
It's a good release, I'd
It is
say.
a good release,
You could
yeah.
run a workshop on street shouting.
Absolutely. Shouting at paper bags.
I
Yeah.
feel like I've already heard this one before.
Well,
I've had someone who's...
There has been someone before that has absolutely pretended to be a loon on a bus.
Yes.
We got that person before that was on a bus and just decided to start shouting crazy things.
Whole different subspecies of faux loon.
Yes, yeah. A bus
Faux
loon.
loon.
A bus faux loon?
This is potentially a street loon
A
or a
street-
park loon.
I don't mind it.
Yeah, well...
Well, if you like doing it, of course you
You're
don't
doing it. I
mind
hope
it.
you don't mind it.
I hope he fucking loves
I
it.
hate it. I hate doing it.
Why am I doing this?
Why am I
My
doing
hobbies
this?
are tennis. I hate it. It's like, okay, we'll quit.
If you're not reading this, help me.
Okay, so I'm about to read my name is Michael bit again. I won't. We know his name. All right. I don't mind it. It keeps me sane, if that makes any sense.
No, it does balance.
So saying loon and then going, it keeps
Let the
me
loon
sane.
out so that
That's right.
so that it's not building up.
The loon within.
How do you know you're saying if you're not a loon now and again? To go,
That's so
wait, all right, I'm definitely saying. 'cause I
It's
did
the
some
goalpost that you
weird
set.
shit just then. And I don't do that normally.
A lot of people have ways to blow off steam when their life is stressful.
Mm-hmm.
Some people blow off steam by going for a run.
We're all in Fight Club. Oh, shit.
Oh, no, you just ruined it.
No.
I'll bleep that. Don't
Oh, can you cut that out? Because we all know that
That's why we say it twice.
the first two rules.
Well, 3 times in Fight Club will appear.
All right, redacted.
Redacted. This whole podcast is redacted. Okay, so a lot of people have ways to blow off steam when their life is stressful. Some people blow off steam by going for a run or dancing. Mm-hmm. This is an amazing next sentence.
Okay.
And why I chose this confession, just for this sentence alone. I'm a fat fuck. And so I don't dance and have never tried running.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane.
But you can dance. You know, you can
Yeah.
still dance. He could go for a
100%.
run
He
if he
could
wanted
still
to.
go for a
He
run.
could still go if he
Yeah.
really
I love that
wanted
he's
to.
like, I'm a fat fuck.
Just
That's-
deflated and given up.
That's such a weird thing to call yourself.
Fat fuck.
fat
Just
fuck.
a fat fuck.
There's
Like,
just
not
a lot of
just fat.
highly functional, motivated fat fucks out there, aren't there?
Yeah,
Getting
absolutely.
shit done.
Getting shit done. Just 'cause
Fat
you're a
Fight Club,
fuck.
big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually rule 25 of Fight Club of fat fucks.
And I've never tried running, but I know enough about the world to know that I wouldn't like dancing. So just seen it. Seen dancing. Yeah.
Also, in many small South American towns, Southern American towns, it's illegal. So
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, sure.
cuts out your
Yeah.
travel options if you're into dancing.
Yeah, true.
Just for fat fucks or for everyone?
Anyone.
Anyone. Yeah, right. I'm not angry when I'm writing this. It's just telling us all of this. He's not angry.
We're not coming from a place of rage.
No.
Just facts.
Just facts.
Are you sure? Because I usually have to remind people I'm not angry. I'm not angry right now.
I'm not angry. I'm really not angry. But stop talking about it. But sometimes when I write, people tell me I write in an angry form.
Okay.
Tone.
Yeah. It's all about tone. TOV.
He needs to use more smiley emojis.
Yes.
And maybe not the term fat fuck.
And all in caps.
Yeah, just say I'm not of a size. Well, no, it doesn't make any sense. That any size can dance or run.
Yeah.
And also, why fat fuck? Like, it's just.
Yeah, why are you
sorry, I'm
saying
getting
fat
stuck
fuck?
on that. It's
Yeah,
such
fat fuck does sound aggressive.
That's aggressive.
It does, yeah, absolutely.
But I think maybe that's the way we're saying it. Maybe if you sang it, fat fuck.
Oh, that's fun.
I'm a fat fuck.
I'm a fat fuck.
So
That
that's
does
on
sound-
us.
I actually like that. It's a bit more jolly. I'm just a little fat fuck.
Nothing wrong with that. Cheeky fat fuck.
Little fat fuck. Go straight down again. Don't like
Oh,
dancing,
excuse
don't
me.
like running.
Excuse me, fat fuck coming through.
Little fat
It's
fuck coming
fun.
through.
Yeah,
Yeah, actually, I'm
that is
down
fun.
with that
I guess you would know. I don't know what that means after that. So it says the angry form. I guess you would know. That does sound aggressive after writing that. Like, I guess you would know. I guess
you would know.
I guess you would know, wouldn't you?
Admit it. You know.
You know what I'm talking about.
You skinny fuck. You know.
I hope he gives his friends T-shirts with an arrow that says "I'm with fat fuck."
I do.
He just owns it. He owns it.
And I love
That's the thing,
that.
he does own it, I guess.
Yeah, it's great. So I started doing this one day when I was going for a bus.
Oh, the bus loon and the
Oh,
street
the
loon
bus
are
loon.
about
Oh,
to worlds
imagine
collide.
The
Wait
metaverse
a
of
second.
that.
This is another bus loop.
He's not taking his street loon shenanigans onto a bus.
So even if the loony shenanigans are happening off the bus, you're still a bus loon. Is that what you're saying, Zach?
Yeah.
Or once,
You've been
always.
on the bus. The bus is involved in some way.
You
You've been on
assured
a
us there
bus?
will be no bus loon shenanigans
sorry.
in this confession, and all of a sudden,
This podcast is redacted.
tickets, please.
You've invited me back for another bus loon story. God damn.
How dare you?
Stop pigeonholing us. We can talk about more than bus loons.
And then I bring another one up and it's just silence. Just can we move on to the next one? I had missed it and was very frustrated by my working day. So just had a bad day. at work.
Bad day.
Yeah. I was late to be hitting a deadline, not because myself, but because of my colleagues. And how do I know? Because I was there.
Yep.
I don't want to run you through the
pure
hierarchy of the
logic.
office, but let me assure you,
I was
other
there.
people were to blame. I saw it.
How do you know he said hello? I was reading it. I was there.
I was there.
I was there. Okay. So because he was there. So that's a confusing bit, but you get through it.
Accept it.
Okay, I
And move
I
on.
think I get it. Keep going. I'm only
So-
just barely understanding.
So I'm at the bus stop and I let out a little sound.
These street loon shenanigans are about to amp
About to
up.
unleash. A little discreet pop, and then that's it.
What, out of his mouth?
I think so.
A pop out of
Yeah.
Just one of those?
Just that, one of them.
Like it's the bus is gone. He's like, I get it. Okay,
And it felt good. Did that feel natural?
you gotta let it out somehow.
It's a gateway. It's a gateway loon. Like
true.
it's
Yeah.
the kind of loon where it's weird to hear someone do it, but you're like, oh, no, I mean, it's not in and of itself
Yeah,
I know, but he
loony.
needs to amp it up way more.
gotta
than this,
amp it
because
up, yeah.
I've
The beginning.
done- I don't call myself a loon, and I've done way more worse than this when I miss a bus. All right.
Yeah.
So I reckon I can outloon this guy without even trying to be a loon. Just
You
in my
reckon you could
normal
outloon?
state.
He's
In my
huge.
normal state.
He's just testing the waters. That's the thin edge of the loon wedge, right? That's what that is. Right?
If it was me right
Yeah.
now, if the bus
And it's
drove
not,
past,
let's just say that.
I would talk to myself on the street out loud. I'd say something like, "Oh yeah, don't pick me up because that's not your fucking job."
No
Say
pop.
No pop.
All right.
No, you don't pop. What am I popping? What
Just
am
a,
I a fucking
just a stream of consciousness rage monologue.
rage monologue? I just sort of let out to no one.
Do you
Oh yeah,
chase the
don't
bus?
pick me up. I'd look at them.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, don't pick me up. That's it's your fucking job, you idiot.
Yeah.
Notice someone nearby and go, can you believe it?
Not picking up a fat fuck like
Not a fat fuck like me.
That's how Xavier releases steam.
right.
He doesn't dance. He doesn't
I
jog.
don't
But
pop.
rage monologues out
Shout it
loud.
out. Let it out.
It's a release.
a little discreet pop, and then that's the end of it.
Great. Okay.
People look at me a little differently after that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Like, if someone just did a pop, I don't think I would glare at them.
No.
And if you do think someone's a loon, you're not then looking at them and staring at them. They're going to come over.
I would think odd but acceptable
Yeah.
at this stage. But I'm keeping a cheeky eye.
Dennis.
Is there more
Yeah.
from this?
Is
Is
there
there
more?
more?
Is there another
Really?
pop?
Yeah, you be worried about a pop? A
Pop. I'm like, yeah, depending on the circumstances, unless we're at a pop festival or, Popalooza or something like that. I don't know where.
Pop comp.
Yeah.
Best pop of the year.
Going to the pop shop.
So you don't like pops. You're not a fan.
I just think there's rarely a context in public,
Yeah.
standing by yourself, where you just let out a pop
Yeah.
I guess
without
it's-
something
it's-
bubbling beneath the surface.
It's a defeatist sort of noise, I guess. It's like, all right.
Yeah, it's not angry, is it?
I'm guessing it's that. It's that what he's doing. He's doing like a. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess it is building up. Like this person.
And I don't reckon he's disguised it in any way. Like he hasn't contextualized it. See, when you're doing it, you're giving it a little noise before and after to contextualize the pop. I reckon he's just letting it stand alone.
That would be insane.
Straight pop. Yeah. I reckon he's just got a blank facial expression.
Yeah.
No lead up noise, no lead out noise, just out of nowhere, and slightly louder than you think is acceptable.
It's hard to do loud.
It is hard to do loud.
Practicing
it, it's actually really hard.
See
What
now,
an insane fat fuck.
When you said it was hard to do loud and second go, you nailed it.
I got to believe in myself.
and he's pop fit.
You're pop fit.
That wasn't his first pop in public. His first public pop.
I'm pop fit.
No, this
These
guy.
guys-
Like he would have gotten even louder.
Yeah.
His lips are ready to pop.
Yeah.
He's always got chapstick with him. He's just ready. He lubes up those lips.
Once you pop, you cannot stop.
People look at me a little differently after that, and I don't mind. In fact, I quite like it. The next day, when I'm off for the fucking weekend,
Okay.
Trademark aggression.
Swearing
aggression
is so
there.
When I'm off for the fucking weekend.
But I feel like it's an easy fix. Just remove all the fucks from your
emails,
from your email and work.
Yeah.
I'm a fat fuck.
I've done the fucking job.
Fucking like it.
Here's
But
the
anyway,
fucking thing that I needed to get fucking in.
I'm fucking aggressive, and I fucking love it.
that's what I do.
The next day, when I'm off for the fucking weekend, I decide to go into a busy street and start fucking yelling random things. There's a lot of fucking swearing way too much. I think you could go back to another read and go, that fucking could come out.
Yeah,
if you want to have
that
impact,
one.
that fucking could come out.
It's not his fault. It's his sub editor's fault. If
That's
anything,
right. Yeah.
True. I mean,
I assume
really,
he does.
Via your editor. This is light proofreading at best.
Needs a Redditor, I think.
This is a Control R and replace of the Word document.
Right.
Just
Add
change
one
all
in
the
there.
fucks to bloody. Maybe would be less.
One, yeah.
The bloody weekend. I'm a
sound like your funny old uncle just telling a story.
It's a fun time.
Bit racist, but still fun.
It'll pop an uncle.
Yeah. It says here that you're a fat bloody. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well,
Doesn't always work.
doesn't always work out.
I dress differently too. This time deciding to go in very baggy tracksuit pants.
Living life.
And a shirt with holes in it.
Ooh.
Sometimes I'll just wear a garbage bag.
Okay.
Wait.
That's a huge difference.
Save that tantalising tidbit.
That is
I wear clothes, other clothes. Oh, and sometimes a garbage bag.
Probably don't even need to mention the tracksuit pants and shirt. Just say, sometimes I'm wearing a garbage bag.
FYI.
You fucking buried the headline there, mate. Like, yeah, sometimes I wear clothes and sometimes I wear things that you usually put rubbish in.
I dress pretty trashy. What do you mean by that?
Well,
let me show you.
Here we go.
Sometimes I won't even worry about shouting. One time I walked around drinking milk and spitting it at people.
He's
huge.
His faux lunacy is on the edge of performance art right now.
Yes.
It really is.
Transcending.
And
Yeah,
also,
you can see that at Fringe Festival.
how did we go from pop to garbage bags and spitting milk at people? He went, oh, yeah, I know what to do. Douche, douche, douche.
It's accelerated so quickly.
Just
Yeah,
fucking went from 0 to 100.
I can do anything I want as this character. There's a character now. And I don't care who sees me do it. But the other week I was walking around shouting nonsense. I'm not doing this in work hours, right? So I don't know. Like, we're checking. We've got dibs on the work hours.
Good.
You clocking in for this, mate? And one of my colleagues walked into a shitty cafe. He's called it a cafe.
Did you say a shitty cafe? What is some
He's
shitty
aggressive.
cafe?
He's aggressive. He is aggressive. He writes in a very aggressive way. I ducked behind something so they wouldn't fucking notice. The feeling of getting caught was very scary.
Yeah. Slash exciting.
So very exciting.
Never felt more alive.
Spitting milk in your garbage bag. Don't know if I should be telling my work about this if it's something I need to declare.
Oh, God.
No,
Also, I love he was like, I don't care who sees me, but then I quickly hid when someone from work was there. Like, he's all like bravado. He's like, I don't fucking care. He's ordering some shitty cafe. Oh, shit. What am I doing? What am I doing? What the fuck am I doing?
He's got milk dribbling down.
Oh,
his
my
chin.
God. I just did one pop and I'm doing this. Oh, fuck, shitty cafe.
Shitty cafe.
The public pop sent him spiraling off into some other reality, and then the sight of someone he knew from his old life just brought him right back, anchored him back.
He's back there again. He realised he's got a job. He's
I've just realised I've got a job.
He's like looks up for the milk and then sees a sign for free dance classes. And maybe it's time. What am I doing? Maybe I should dance.
This fat fuck's going to take it.
This fat brackets fat fucks are welcome.
Oh, thank God.
Thank God. Maybe it's time to give this up.
If it's something I need to declare, but my wife might need to know. The children are young and might not need to know this about Daddy, but it is something Daddy cannot be proud
When's he
of.
squeezing in loon time? He's got a job.
He's got a job.
Family.
He's got a wife and children.
Yeah.
I mean, like if I went off to do going off to do the podcast, I had to talk to my mum and say, "Oh, do this." She's like, "Great." Well, this morning I'm going to do this thing. We organise all around it. Like, how's he
Put
working?
the garbage bag in.
Yeah, like I'm like, imagine wrapping up the garbage bag and we finished with this milk. You know, like I'm on the bag and where are you off to? Oh, I just don't know. I mean, maybe that's it. He's just saying he's doing podcasts.
Yeah. Well,
I could have.
pretty much the same.
Yeah.
I was 5 minutes late. Maybe I had a quick crazy session out there on, actually I won't say.
Seen that guy pop?
You see that guy pop out there? I was about to dox
You
your
about to
address.
dox me.
I was about to literally say your address.
The other day, taking a photo, the great Damien Callanan decided we'll get a photo outside a real estate agent sign, which had my address on it. I go, can we take another one? He goes, nah, you can probably just black it out. Like, no, under no circumstances is he going to take another photo.
Damn.
Just dox me.
We just want to dox you so bad. I don't know what it is.
That's what everyone's coming on to do.
There's a lot of angry people out there who've had their confession, their secret internet confessions revealed.
What would you do? What would you do, Rick Brown, in a situation like this? If you were lovely Michael, I think his name's Michael. Yeah. If you were lovely Michael, what would you do in a situation like this?
I don't know what help anyone can give Michael at this stage. I don't know what he needs from anyone.
Yeah, what do you need from us, Michael?
Exactly.
What do you want?
I'm not even reading this, Michael.
Yeah.
The fact that I'm aware of it without reading it is part of the problem, probably.
Hello. What would you do, Zaf?
I don't think. I think he is a loon. I think that's the truth.
Yeah.
I know he's compartmentalized it and go, but he has to go do this thing. There are other things you could do. Like we're talking about, you could say his version of performance art.
Yeah.
He could become a performance artist and still
absolutely,
scratch the itch.
Yeah,
and then afterwards collect money or whatever and get funding from the government to do it. Like,
I think we were wrong about which was the mask. We were saying that the loon was the release, and that was and then he. But I think that's the true. That's him.
That's it.
And him going to work is the mask. Like that is him. The loon lets off steam by going and doing a bit of a job just to relax for a little bit and just get ready to loon again. To get free to be me.
It's like feeding into that life because he's sending emails with so many fucks in it all the time.
He doesn't sound like a happy person. He's aggressive emails.
Yeah.
He calls himself a fat fuck. He has to do all these like insane stuff to let off steam.
Yeah.
I mean, did Fight Club teach us nothing? The whole point of Fight Club is that these people were unhappy in their lives and their place in society, and there was nowhere left for men. I mean, sure, we could say that Fight Club was the beginning of the alt-right pipeline into the insane mess we're in now.
Sure.
But if we learnt nothing from it, it's that you need to have balance in your life and look after yourself. Otherwise, you end up getting in a garbage bag and spitting milk at people.
Yeah.
He needs to learn how to calm himself, to manage his emotions.
There's
That's
other
the problem.
ways.
There's other ways.
Yeah.
I think he needs to go full loon. He needs to give himself
Give it
6
up.
months full loon.
Full loon.
wow.
Quit his normal job.
Leave the wife and kids at
Tell the
home.
wife and kids you're gonna have to do without me for 6
Daddy's
months.
gotta go.
I'm going on a loon retreat. I'm gonna let the loon free.
Yep.
Non-stop loon, 24/7.
24/7. He needs to get an old van and drive around and loon in small country towns.
Yeah, I think holding the loon back is what's really causing the problems, and it's time to set it free and see what happens.
Yeah, I think.
that's good advice.
I think you're on the right track. I think
Because he popped and then he tried to stop.
exactly,
and that's what's
He
happening.
will not stop, man.
That's always the biggest problem in life. That was his biggest problem.
Beautiful one.
Oh, Xavier, beautiful acceptance speech.
I didn't know a man could look
this
that good.
evening. Now we move on to the next award category, Mr. Tony Martin.
Best ghost confession. There's always a lot of ghost confessions on the show.
Have you talked about that before?
No, and I
about how
never
many
will,
have been brought up?
No, I never will.
Listen to these nominations. How did you get it down to just these three? Ghost blowjob, the actor Stephen Curry.
This was huge. Now, this one was the one that from Reddit.com reached out to this person and they started responding. And we did about 6 episodes in the end about this specific person.
This was the series.
This was a series. In the end, he said it actually, because the actor Stephen Curry had a lot of questions about this.
Sure.
And in the end, Dave said that having sex with a ghost, getting a blowjob, from a ghost, was like having his penis in a vacuum with a water sprinkler. We still don't know what that means, but that was what we got from Dave. in the end.
Do we think that maybe a ghost wasn't involved and that he merely had his penis in a vacuum with a water sprinkler?
It's not confirmed. We can't confirm.
Of course, the greatest ghost blowjob scene in movies,
Yes.
Dan Aykroyd in
Dan
Ghostbusters.
Aykroyd.
Oh, yes.
People always forget that weird moment of Ghostbusters.
Isn't that weird? Because as a kid, you don't know what's going on.
No.
But then as an adult, you go, wait, he's getting sucked off by a ghost.
Yeah, it's a huge moment. We'll put a photo of that up.
Weird.
But that's just nominee one. What about Beach Ghost Sex? Read down and Alex.
Alexei Toliopoulos.
Sorry, Alexi.
Wonderful.
Alexi,
Well, that was
yes.
wonderful. It was a boys' trip, and there was a ghost blowjob going on down there. There was a lot of ghost blowjobs.
And I'm assuming there was one in nominee 3, the ghost who entered my quarters, Will Anderson.
It's just great to have Wild Anderson involved in a confession.
I've never heard an anus referred to as quarters.
Oh, it's a handwritten winner. It's Ghost Blowjob, the actor Stephen Curry. Of course it is.
Of course it is.
This is the actor Stephen Curry's first Cogie Award, and we now cross to him on set of his latest podcast.
This is the actor Stephen Curry's first Cogie Award.
Oh my God, I can't believe that's two. This is, of course, for Best Ghost Confession. For, of course, the Dave. For Dave, the Ghost Blowjob or the Go Job. Still unsure whether it might have actually been an ice skate or a ghost, but certainly had translucent skin, and it certainly felt very nice for Dave. So, what?
Okay, now can we just...
Dude, you
wrap
put
it
this
up?
stuff in my hair. I asked you to do one thing. Okay?
Okay, should we just end this?
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah,
love to
I'm going to end it right now.
How far in are we?
We are 54 minutes in.
Far out.
Confession 4 is from Dave. Dave confesses, my wife and I were on a holiday once, a European getaway. We were gone for a whole 3 weeks, and it was perfect.
Ooh la la.
No kids, just Susan and me.
The best.
Susan started feeling a little sick on the trip. However,
Is Susan going to shit
she's
herself?
going to shit in the bins. No, she's not.
Okay.
And I was worried that this would mean that I wouldn't get to go out and explore as much. I had to look after her. How boring's that? One night, Susan told me that I should go out. And while in Scotland, I went to a pub and then to a haunted manor I'd always wanted to see. What? You know, it's a regular boys' night out.
Okay.
Go to a haunted manor.
Okay. Haunted manor.
What are you doing tonight? Going to a haunted manor, probably.
Well, go to the pub first, but then I thought I might quickly pop into that haunted manor.
I don't believe in ghosts at all, but thought it'd be extremely interesting to see.
In that case, it's just a manor.
Just a manor.
Yeah, okay.
Not even haunted.
All right.
So I booked this tour, and as I walked in, I saw the most beautiful woman sitting by herself.
Or was it a ghost of a beautiful woman?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
She was a little different. Very pale.
Because I could see through her.
I could see through her.
Yeah,
That's one way to tell, isn't it? You can see
she
through her.
had
face.
no face.
She had no face.
Very beautiful, despite her lack of a face.
But I decided to go and sit with her and ask her how she was.
And she went, good. How are you?
You've been quite good at playing a ghost. Have you ever played a ghost?
No, I have died on stage many times.
Yeah.
Bang!
That was good.
Thank you. No, all right, go.
When I got closer, I saw she was even more beautiful than I ever imagined. Just wow. As we were chatting, I noticed that she wasn't.
Whoa. Just wow.
Just wow.
So just wow.
Just wow.
Only just wow?
Just wow. What did you want?
So it's not wow exclamation mark. It's just
wow.
There are echelons.
Yep.
And she'd just gotten over
Just
the
passed.
precipice into wow.
Wow. She just went, wow.
She was okay, and then she got 3 degrees better, and she became just wow.
Just
Don't
wow.
Only
wow.
just.
Wow. Only just.
Just.
He probably told her.
And don't rest on your laurels
Yeah.
because you're about to drop down under wow territory here. You'll be back into
Be careful on the wow.
Okaysville. All right.
And we were chatting. I noticed that she wasn't pale. She was completely translucent.
Oh, she is a ghost?
Yeah.
Okay.
I couldn't believe it. Here I was, a skeptic, talking to a real life ghost. All right, Stephen, imagine this has happened to you.
Okay.
What do you do?
Okay.
What's the first question you ask?
I would ask, can I see your boobies?
Yep. You probably can.
Can you? Well,
you should be
if
wearing-
you're
should be wearing.
translucent. No, but what I mean, I don't mean to sound creepy here. I'm not trying to be creepy at all. But what I want to know is if you've gotten that far, she's talking to you, you've laid a bit of groundwork.
Yep.
Do you just keep going? Because is it cheating if she's a ghost?
Well, this is the whole thing, is it?
Is that micro cheating? Is that what micro cheating
It might be
is?
micro cheating.
It's like, yes.
It's a little bit of cheating.
Yes, I
Is that what
slept with
micro
her, but she died in 1912.
I think that makes it so much better.
It's so much better. It's like you can't.
Yeah, she was dead.
Can you catch anything from a ghost?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Only maybe love.
Get slimed.
Could get slimed.
Yeah. You could catch love.
Could catch love.
Got a scorching case of love. And a little bit of coronavirus.
Maybe. I knew I was breaking apart from the group, but she was so enchanting, and she offered to give me a blowjob.
What? Did you make that up? Oh, fuck. Take it.
And then, yeah, I reckon, from a ghost job.
Take it.
Your wife would understand.
Take a ghost job.
A ghost job. I told her that I was married, but she just laughed it off. And behind a curtain, behind the curtain, she performed on me the single best oral sex I've ever had.
Okay. So she's translucent. She's sucking his dick. She's not.
Imagine just feel like the wind.
It would too, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
A blowjob.
Wind tunnel. A blowjob. A real
Proper
blowjob. Yeah.
That's maybe where it came
The eye
from.
of a tornado.
That might have been from that haunted manor. That's where the term blowjob came from.
A lot of great things have happened in this haunted manor.
This is amazing.
Ghosts.
Go job.
Where go jobs came from. I didn't even get back to the group after that.
Oh my God.
I nearly ran home to see Susan, but she had no idea what just happened. And I never told her.
Yeah, keep going. I love Susan as well.
So this is interesting.
Okay.
Two people you love in a confession. Do you love Susan?
I love Susan.
Wow.
I don't even know Susan, but I feel like I love her.
She's sick.
And what's the dude's name again?
The guy's name is Dave.
Dave and Susan. Okay, Dave.
Susan, but she had no idea what had happened. But I never told her. It's now been months, but I keep thinking about that amazing experience. The just wow experience.
It became super wow once she gave him that blowy.
Yeah. Blowy takes everything up to above wow. It feels good to write it here, but I feel as though one day I need to tell someone. And maybe And maybe that person is Susan.
Yeah.
Doesn't she deserve to know?
She would have the best time.
Yeah.
Tell Susan.
Yeah. Do you think your beautiful wife Nadine, do you think she would understand?
She would love it. She would probably have me committed. But no, she would love it. It's a great story. It's not... Of all the stories we've ever shared on this podcast, Sam, it's not
true.
a bad person. It is you. Of all of your listeners right now, I would like to see.
Hey, Mum.
I would like to see. Hello, Sammy's mum.
Thank you.
I would like to see a show of hands from you two, Sammy's mum. What's your mum's name?
Jezebel.
Jezebel. It's not.
That's Geraldine, but I call it Jezebel.
That's fantastic.
Jezebel and Harlequin are my two parents' names.
Okay, so Jezzy, Harles, I want you guys to do it too, and I want every listener, put your hand up if you would take the blowy from the ghost. Yeah, we've got a show of hands in here. Again, it's a visual medium. We've got two hands up in this.
Two hands up and
a
a high five.
Oh, missed again. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
The boys.
So, all right. It's so great.
Yeah.
Because Dave, God love him, he is entitled to that experience.
Yep.
You name me any other people that you've ever heard of that have had a blowy from a ghost.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know any single person.
I don't know anyone. I've never heard of it.
No.
I don't cheat on my wife. I'm a very loyal and trustworthy husband. Of
course.
But I will tell you right now, if I was offered that blowy, I would take it in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to know what it feels like.
Yeah.
I want to know the joy, the sensation. I want to know the general feeling of elation in knowing that I can run home.
Yeah.
And tell my wife everything that just happened.
So you would run home to tell her?
I would run home and I would tell my wife, a ghost just gave me a blowjob.
And you got your spoof all over the floor, because I imagine...
Yeah.
You know?
And she'd probably say, look, and again, I think you have to have a relationship that works on trust, right? Because I think a lot of people might go run home and say, Michaela, you're not going to believe it. I just got a blowy from a ghost.
Yeah.
She'd say, yeah, or was it just like an ice head around the corner who needed the dough?
Yeah, a pale
ice
ice
head. Very translucent, angry.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what are those bite marks? And he said, well, turns out she's a vampire. Turns out she's a vampire who, and did she have an ice pipe in her pocket? Yes, but let's not nitpick.
Details.
Why are you getting into the nitpicky stuff?
Yeah.
Go the blow. Go home.
Oh, I got new merch.
With haste.
Yeah.
Go the blow. There's another T-shirt.
Go
Can
the
we
blow.
actually start writing these down?
Yeah, go the blow.
Confessions of the Idiots, go the blow.
Go the blow.
You've got to shoot your shot.
You got to shoot your shot.
And whatever the other one, very forgettable.
Perfunctory.
Perfunctory. Oh, yeah. Actually, you know what? Quickly, hang on.
I'll write that one down. Perfunctory.
Hey, Siri.
You got it on moon mode.
Shush. Oh, no, it said shush. It said, hey, Siri, shush. Hey,
Go
Siri. What does perfunctory mean?
Perfunctory means of an action carried out without real interest, feeling, or effort.
Bang.
How do you spell it? How are we spelling perfunct?
Perfunct.
I love that word. Okay. That's my word of the day now.
Yeah.
Of today.
Pretty damn good.
I'll never use it again. Maybe I will.
Word of the day, perfunctory. Anyway, great, good stuff. Well done. Congratulations, Dave. I want to meet Dave. I want to know what does he even. He doesn't even say what it actually does feel like.
No, he doesn't. I would love to know the detail.
See, some of the writers, and I don't think they're professional writers.
I don't think so. I think you can safely say that.
Reddit, but I'd like them to colour their stories a bit better.
Yeah.
Do you know, they often use wacky words to describe themselves.
Yeah.
But they don't describe what a blowjob from a ghost feels.
They don't describe what's important. They'll describe what the room was like, who they were as a person, who they are now, what their hair was like, but they don't go into a ghost blowjob detail, and that's what I want.
Can I set myself a task?
Of course you can. Your homework?
For the next time I come in, I am going to try and find information on people who have been blown by a ghost.
Great. And I want the search history. I want Nadine to come in as well.
I want descriptive information about what the sensation of being blown by a ghost is. Because it might matter on how angry the ghost is. You know, there are ghosts with unfinished business.
Yeah, of course.
Get off my train! Yeah, that guy
Get off
from
my
Ghost.
train.
That guy from Ghost. He would give a terrible blowjob.
Oh, the worst. One of the worst blowjobs, probably.
Patrick Swayze. Good blowjob.
Very good blowjob.
I would imagine.
Yep. Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg. Fantastic blowjob.
Fantastic blowjob.
The only
That's not
version,
defamation.
hang on, it's not defamation now. Hang on. If there's someone came in late, do you change channels into podcasts?
No,
you don't
come into
So
late
you
to a
sort of
podcast.
start at the start of a podcast. So please don't just take a soundbite
We
and
don't
say
need
Whoopi
soundbites.
Goldberg gives good blowjobs, because that's not.
That's not the soundbite we want from this podcast.
I mean, as if that's going to make the podcast. But did I ever tell you that I went to the Tribeca Film Festival?
You never told me this.
I was in a film that went to Tribeca.
What film are we talking?
It was called Hounds of Love.
Hounds of Love, where you played a psychotic rapist.
Sort of rapist.
Oh my God, yep.
And anyway, we went, and I was expecting to meet a lot of really famous people.
Sure.
Like I thought I might meet Robert De Niro because it's his festival.
Is he your favourite actor?
Can I tell you my favourite ever actor? Gene Wilder. Greatest performance ever on film, Willy Wonka. Discuss.
And how great is when he does the tumble?
Oh yeah.
And that was his idea.
No performance in history has ever been as funny, as frightening, as unhinging, as pathetic in the adjective, like pathos.
Yep.
Right. Sense. I challenge anyone to have provided a performance that has a bigger range than that one. Anyway,
apart from when Johnny Depp did.
Apart from when Johnny Depp was in 21 Jump Street, or
what is another Johnny Depp film?
Eddie Murphy in the Nutty Professor. But listen, but the
Tribeca.
Tribeca, we were thinking we were going to meet lots of famous people, And the closest I got, literally, at the whole festival, was I saw Whoopi Goldberg get into a lift. She didn't shit herself. She didn't look ready for that.
You didn't talk to her?
Didn't talk to her because I would have. I said, hey, Whoopi.
Whoopi.
I'm obviously the guy from that film you're probably not going to see, right? But it was like my wife went, that was Whoopi Goldberg. I went, that was Whoopi Goldberg. And now she's gone.
Forever.
That was it.
Yeah. And you never got to see if Whoopi does.
And my friends kept texting me saying, tell me some stories, tell me some great stories. Who'd you meet? And I went, Whoopi Goldberg. And I went, no way. I went, yep, got into a lift.
End of. End of.
The end.
Oh, no. That's so sad. Okay, so do you think that Dave should tell his beautiful wife, Susan?
I think...
been a few months?
100%.
Yeah.
No, not even a few months. Oh, yeah, okay.
It has been
Just
a few months
listen,
already.
I'm going to come clean. I don't like lying to you. I didn't know how to tell you, and I've suddenly realised I should have come home and told you. And she'll go, oh, what? And he'll go, I got a blowjob. And she'll go, from a ghost. And she'll say...
This is the best day of my life.
Best. Tell me more.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Yeah. Tell me everything right now.
And tell me what it feels like.
Yeah, because that's all we want to know. Oh, my goodness. The actor Stephen Curry. Sad you could not be here for this wonderful, prestigious
Great to see him
event.
at the Curry Estate.
The Curry Estate.
Spectacular.
Huge fun.
I feel like he could have rode here on his horse.
On a horse. Back. Of course.
They're back. If there is any other way.
Oh, get your mind out of the gun, Mr. OC.
No, thank you.
Pop your manners back in, sir.
Okay.
Now we move on to the next category, which was contentious on the wonderful Patreon. On the
Contentious?
Patreon. Am I saying that right? The word
Is
right?
it the controversial category?
Controversial category. The fan favourite confession.
Is that right?
Is that right? Yes.
Yes, fan favourite confession. The nominees are The Princess Diana Photo, Jess Perkins and Mr. Sunday Movies, The Gnome, Peter Hitchener, and Oliver Clark.
This has got to be big for Australia.
This is very, it is very hard to read out. It's very hard to read out your own name going, I don't want to appear excited. Well, I'm very excited.
But you don't know what's going to happen before we back after Ms. Higgins. Back after Ms. Higgins.
Back after the break. And final nominee, The Stuffed Animal Egg, Jess Perkins and Mr. Sunday Movies. God, they're getting a lot.
They're getting a lot.
I love it.
Previous one.
No,
Two
exactly.
of the favourites on the podcast. Favourite duo. One of the most favourite
this envelope is throwing me because you've put it the other way. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Ease up, bro. Have some fun with
I didn't say that I didn't like it.
Okay.
I love it. And the winner is... Oh, God, I'm a bit disappointed. The Stuffed Animal Egg, Jess Perkins and Mr. Sunday Movies.
Oh, my goodness.
Fair enough, to be honest.
Fair enough. Now we cross to Jess Perkins. Sad that they're going to be here because they are on their latest episode of a podcast today.
Oh.
This is Jess Perkins' first Cogie Award.
I'm me. So often people get up here and they say like, oh, I can't believe I won, when you look at that amazing list of nominees. In this case though, like duh. Do you know what I mean? Like there was no better episode of a podcast ever, no better confession, that's for sure. A woman's boyfriend was obsessed with an egg. Okay. The egg has taken over my life. I'm now obsessed with the egg. I don't eat eggs. I hate them. I'm allergic to them. But I'm now an egg. I want to thank you for that. So from one egg to another, this is for you, you weird little fucking plush egg.
Oh, I got the next confession, which is sadly
the one that broke
I've-
you, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really did. And
Let's
I'm
see.
just gonna try really hard. All right. Okay.
You could send it over to me or Jess if you're really struggling.
Yeah, if I'm really struggling,
Yeah.
I might need to get one of you to read this one.
Okay.
My boyfriend is obsessed with a stuffed animal egg. And
Nope, hang on. A stuffed animal egg. So it's like a plush egg.
she calls it an animal egg for the whole.
That's good. Yeah, that's odd, isn't it?
A stuffed animal egg.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Stuffed animal egg and loves it more than me. I'm crying already.
My boyfriend is literally in an intimate relationship with my stuffed animal egg.
So it's hers. It's her.
It's hers. She owns it.
Okay.
He claims that I would love it just as much as he does if I really looked at it.
What?
I don't even know what this thing would look like.
I'm imagining like a plush toy, but it's a little egg.
Is it open or is it just an egg? Like a soft
Maybe it's
ball?
like a cracked egg. So you can. It's got like maybe it's like the yolk and the other. What's the other egg bit?
Well, I've just typed in stuffed animal egg. I want to share my screen with you too, just
What
so
do
you
you got?
can
What do you
see.
got?
There's some really interesting.
Because if it's animal, it makes me think that there's like something poking out of it.
Can you?
Oh, that's a cute little egg. Yeah, okay.
I get it.
You get it. You get the egg. I was like, why is he trying to fuck it? That's my.
And I actually hate eggs. Don't eat eggs.
Oh yeah, you don't
really?
eat eggs. I don't really like eggs either.
Kind of allergic to them. So
that one's in a little sleeping bag, but it's better bread. That's good.
Those little eggs are fucking cute.
So he claims that I would love it.
It's not an animal, but sorry, go
definitely
on.
not that. Yeah. Not yet, anyway.
Yeah.
He claims that I would love it just as much as he if I really looked at it.
It's so funny.
Whenever me and him are on the phone, he insists I show him the egg.
Oh my God.
The animal egg. I'm honestly convinced he loves it more than me, and the only reason he's staying with me is so he can have more access to the cute egg.
This is very funny. You're right. I know we've all got some kind of collective madness insanity. Well, this is actually very funny.
It's so insane.
Yeah.
It's so insane. All right. I'm honestly convinced he loves it more than me, and the reason he's with me is so he can have access to the cute egg. He gets so angry when I say I won't show it to him anymore. And throws a hissy fit. Oh. And I bribe him with things by saying a little show with a cute egg. Or something sometimes, but then distract him and now show him the cute egg. I can't
The fuck?
Oh, my stomach hurts. When I bribe him by showing him my tits or something, I get little to no reaction. Because he's like, but if she said something like, "How about them little eggs?"
Oh yeah. Then he's like,
she could paint them.
Fuck yeah.
It's clear I mean less to him than a stupid little stuffed animal egg. But what am I meant to do?
Oh my God.
We live in different states. So he comes to visit. This is the bit that got me because just imagine up until this point, I thought he was like 18 or something. He's at a conference.
Oh my God. That is shocking.
He's at a conference. Or can get some time off work. So he gets time off work to come. Oh, I want to make this relationship work because it's the healthiest one I've ever.
Oh my God. That is terrible news.
It's the healthiest one I've ever had. And he's the best guy, but it's just this one thing. Ever since he's seen the egg, our life together has turned upside down. Not sunny side up, am I right?
Very good.
Hey, very good stuff.
More scrambled, yeah.
I've told my friends, and they just think it's funny. They say it's just dumb, and we need to grow up. But it's driving me crazy thinking that I'm playing second fiddle to a stuffed animal egg. Don't know what to do. Did think of killing it off or losing it, but I feel like he would know or suspect something if I did. It's getting weirder and weirder. Would love to know what to do here, guys. All right, I got through that. That was
well done.
very hard.
Barely, but you did it.
I tried my best. Kate, that is the funniest confession I've ever read. I don't understand it. It's very strange. But did either of you have like a plush toy? I imagine it wasn't a stuffed animal egg. Did any of you have like a plush toy growing up, like a favorite plush toy?
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
What did you have, James?
I didn't grow up in a fucking orphanage. Jesus Christ, what am I,
losers.
Oliver Twist? Yes, I had toys, Sam.
Do you think she's Oliver
name
Twist,
them all,
Sam? Is
name
that what
them
you
all.
think?
Yes, I think it's Oliver Twist.
Oh.
Yes. Every character to me is Oliver Twist. Right, so well. What would you do if so what was your James, what was your lovely toy?
Well, I had a teddy bear. His name was Diddle. That was named after a character in Play School of a cat with the same name. You might be familiar with.
Oh, Diddle, lovely Diddle.
Yeah. What about you? What about you guys?
I had a dog called Fluffy. It's a bulldog. A really nice bulldog.
Oh, that's
Softly.
cute.
Mm-hmm.
I had a dog called Patch.
A real dog? We're talking about
No.
toys. Okay.
Toy dog
called
Patch.
Yep.
And a big bear called Snowy.
Oh, I like
amongst many other toys.
Oh, so many toys. But if you both had a partner and they, as soon as they saw Snowy or they saw Diddle, were like completely obsessed with that toy. And get angry at you when you FaceTime and don't put the toy on.
So baffling.
I just want to look at it. What do you do? How do you get out? Like, imagine it if it is a great relationship as well, very healthy.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah.
The best one. What do you do in a situation like this, James? What would you do?
Well, look, I think this could be one of those situations, where people fall in love with inanimate objects.
Yeah.
The woman who married the Eiffel Tower. People marry their fucking anime pillows or whatever, you know what I mean? Which,
stuffed animal egg.
Stuffed animal egg. I would initially try overexposure. We're just like all day with the photos, showing him constantly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Try and, take that love that he has and just drown it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
And then if that did, and then if that didn't work,
egg.
That's all right. And then if it didn't work,
Did you hear that one?
I'd leave.
I heard it.
That's actually great. I thought my mum made a delay or something. You didn't hear me saying the hard-boiled thing.
No, I heard it.
Right. Just not for you, or
yeah, not for me.
Okay. Anyway, thank you, Jess. And Jess, what would you do in a situation like that? Would you do the same? Would you overexpose your stuffed animal egg?
I would send the animal egg to him because they live interstate. I would send it to him.
Yeah.
And then just note if he even calls anymore.
That's interesting. If you love something,
let
it go.
I don't know.
It doesn't seem like she's not like as obsessed with the animal egg.
There's more jealousy. It's more of a
absolutely.
rivalry. Yeah.
So send it to him if he loves it so much. Send it to him. It'll bring him a little bit of joy.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, "Oh, that's so nice.
A lot
She
of
thought
joy.
of me."
He'll be coming in it nonstop.
Non-stop coming in that egg.
Got to come in that egg. Oh, feel my yolk. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Jess, you hear that one?
I heard that one. Yeah, I sure did.
Always wanting approval from Jess.
Jess, you hear that one?
Jess? Nah, she didn't hear me.
You hear me call my cum yolk? Do you hear that?
I heard the other day someone was telling me a story about them being in a backpackers and they were having a great time. And it was like years and years and years ago, they were in a backpackers. And I was like, and they said the grossest thing they ever heard was a guy saying during sex, "Milk me."
I hate that. That's awful. Oh,
yeah. I imagine this guy is much like that. Kate's partner is much like that person.
But more egg-based
from his udders. Yeah.
Yeah, less
very
dairy.
egg-based.
Dairy,
less dairy.
more
Yeah,
poultry.
like you think it's more the thrill of the chase, Jess, in this situation. You feel like once he gets the egg, see what happens, the stuffed animal egg.
Yeah, see what happens. Well, because like a lot of what she's resenting now is that a lot of their catch-up time on the phone is spent with him being like, "Show me the egg, show me the animal egg." And she's like, "I'd really just like to talk to you about my day and about some drama at work or about how I'm feeling." And he's like, "The egg." So send him the egg, then he can look at the egg anytime he wants, and then maybe you guys can actually connect. Or maybe he'll stop calling because he's got the egg, and that's all he wanted anyway. And then once and for sure, girl.
Yeah, you girl. He could just buy one himself.
Yeah,
I think
totally.
He likes that one. I think he likes that one. I think you could.
Likes that one.
It'd be like if you kill someone's pet and you replace it. Like they know.
Oh, we've all been there, James.
Yeah.
Oh, they know. Believe you me, they know.
Congratulations, of course, to all the nominees.
Yes, thank
Mr.
you.
Sunday Moves and Jess Perkins. Congratulations. I'm so sorry, OC, for missing out on that
Shed
one.
a tear, of course, but
the gnome. Do you
Happy
remember
tear.
a lot about the happy tears? Do you remember a lot about the gnome confession?
not much.
Okay.
I barely remember doing that
That's why you were not
episode.
a winner. No, but the gnome confession was someone that changed the gnomes every day.
Oh, that's
like, had
right.
a gnome on the doorstep and kept stealing this same
Yeah,
gnome.
the same gnome.
Every single day. It was fun.
It's very fun.
Of course.
It was.
Why didn't win?
Yes.
Because we can't.
Wasn't that
but
memorable.
Patreon, one of the highest rated on patreon.com.
Oh, thank God, that's good. It makes me feel good.
Makes you feel good. Makes you feel right. Now we do go to the final category
gold
today.
Cogie,
The
as it
gold
were.
Cogie Award. This is huge. This has got to be big for Australia. This is the hugest gold Cogie Award. Of
Have
course,
we all just soiled our trunks, or is that just me?
Yeah,
I'm
it's from
really
the front.
surprised
Yes.
that this
Front
would
bum.
even be a category, but it's for the best host of Confessions of the Idiots. Now,
This
I
is
wasn't
huge.
aware that there was even more than one.
Okay, this
But
is
the nominees are
This is next up.
This is
Yes.
good. Okay.
Sammy Peterson for Confessions of the Idiots.
I've
Actually,
always enjoyed his stuff.
at time of recording, has recorded all episodes of this podcast.
Now there is, in an upset, there's a second nominee, Down for Confessions of the Idiots.
Oh, look. Oh, no, Sammy's
I
not
don't think
enjoying.
there's
He's,
any-
of
What's
course.
going on? Is this when you've not been available?
Well, no,
Is this-
no. Oh, no. So
Did you have the COVID?
Reed Down has never hosted an episode of Confessions of the Idiots, but people do sometimes call her the true host of the podcast because she's
Very
been
good.
on a lot of
Right.
different episodes, but she's not actually a host of. And the dogs are
So
disagreeing
it
with
would
that right
seem
now.
unlikely that she would be.
Absolutely, it'd be absurd.
Yeah.
And
Well,
the
when
Patreon people would never defy me.
All right, and the winner is.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm assuming there's a drum roll. It's been put under this. The winner is for best host of Confessions of the Idiots, Down.
Oh, God, but she's been good. She's been very
I'm
good.
hearing booing from back
Yeah,
there.
it's
okay.
a lot of that's bullshit.
Yeah.
We crossed to Rhiannon Down in Brisbane. She couldn't accept this award because she's hosting my fucking podcast. Move on.
This is Down's first Cogie Award.
Hey Cogies, thank you so much. I'm so sorry I can't be there to accept this award in person. I'm in the middle of reshooting Morbius, but it is such an honour to be nominated and to win by popular vote best host of the podcast, especially considering I do absolutely nothing except turn up on the day, and sometimes I don't even fucking do that. So I want to say I really, really appreciate winning this award by doing the absolute bare minimum. Thank you to my fellow nominees, Sam Peterson. I love you so much. You also deserve this award, but obviously not as much as me. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Congratulations, Down, you son of a bitch, and all of the wonderful people that were nominated today
Thank
on
you.
the Cogie Awards.
Thank you.
It's always wonderful to have you two gents for the Cogie Awards, as is done every
I've never not
single
enjoyed
year.
myself
You never-
in this award
This is
ceremony.
maybe the
This-
best Cogies ever. I
Wow,
would
this
suggest,
is
Oliver.
Let's
huge.
put it out there. I
Yeah.
think it
Yes.
is.
Huge,
Huge.
if true. Now, Mr. Oliver Clark, is there anything coming up for you that you want to goddamn talk about? Because let me say you this:
Yes.
you're the most handsome guy I know. You're always working on something. You're always working on wonderful music. John
Working hard.
Cox
Yes,
is
that's right.
your.
So I put one
latest
album out this year under the
Let's talk about
there's the side project John Cox blues rock album, very guitar heavy, but I enjoyed it. Nonetheless, I am recording a new Oliver Clark album, which is a throwback album still to very much that British invasion R&B type era. So we're talking
amazing.
kind of 60s, 70s. Anyway, I'm halfway through that at the moment, so hopefully that'll be out by the end of the year.
This is huge. It's got to be big for Australia.
And I'll obviously try and plug it on the podcast if I
yes,
can. If, you know,
I'd love to be back.
if my publicist gets me on, I don't know if
Oh my
they-
god! I'd
don't
love
know
to
if they
talk to
will.
Sherelle.
And can I?
God, Sherelle. I'll sweet talk that Sherelle.
I don't mind her one bit. We'll get in touch with my lawyer, Karen.
Can I just say, with regards to Oliver Clark,
It's a podcast. podcast, you can sort of.
Everyone's talking about his cover of Missy Higgins' great
Let's
hit.
talk about it.
I think it's only fair and only right that Missy Higgins return the favour by closing one of her upcoming gigs.
Yep.
With making muffins.
I think
Wouldn't
this would
we all love
be
to
huge.
hear
I
that?
would love to hear that.
And you know what would be even better? Because we have two of the cast members of the video clip for
Yeah.
Making Muffins
It's
to
worth
come on
YouTubing
in the
if-
cat suit.
I'd be happy to do that.
Good
Listen up, Missy.
Lord.
Well, I'm going to send that to Missy. I'm going to send this clip to her so she knows exactly the score. She knows what's going on, and I think that would be incredible if Missy came on the next live podcast and did Making Muffins. I think that'd be
Let's try
absolutely
and get
incredible.
the full cast of cats behind her.
Oh my
Luke
goodness.
McGregor, Celia Pacquola.
Yeah. I
Claire
don't-
Hooper.
I don't know any
Dave
of them
Thornton.
personally, but I'd love to have them on.
Amazing.
Who can we get? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it off air. It's a bit of an admin
Let's
chat.
do
We
it,
can
yeah,
talk
we'll do the
about it. We
admin
can
I
talk
don't
about it off
know.
air.
I would like to see the original cast plus Peter Hitchener.
Plus Peter.
And possibly Peter's own cats. Who are they, Sam?
Mascara, Autumn, and the baby.
Let's see
get
all
him. Let's
three
get
of
him
them
on.
on Missy Higgins.
To the cats. Oh my goodness.
You know what? And me and Doris, my cat, will be waiting in the wings watching.
Doris.
We'll be watching.
Let's a round for Doris.
I love the claps. Now, Mr. Tony Martin, of course, national treasure, goddamn comedy legend. What do you have going on?
Sizzletown is persisting as a podcast. And
That's a great way to put it.
where obviously people look forward to our final episode every year, and all they want to know is, will Pete Smith be appearing?
It's so sad that people look to your final episode of the year. I like the last one.
People love it when Pete appears and when he tap dances, and
Oh,
I can't
God.
confirm
Yeah.
that it's going to happen. I mean, he's approaching his 90s,
Yeah.
but he is still willing
that
to have
right?
a crack.
Is
yeah.
that right?
Good on
Mr.
him. Is he still living
He's
down
incredible.
Portsea Way?
He lives in a number of
He's got a few
compounds.
Well, a voice like that, you've got the money to spread around.
And I mean, Pete's dad only passed away a couple of years ago. At
How old was he?
He was about to turn
300.
106.
Right.
So-
where was
306.
where was he in Melbourne or
He was in Melbourne.
so
He
we
was-
could consider Melbourne now a blue zone. Is that right? Melbourne is now a
Absolutely.
blue
That is
zone of the
correct. That is
world.
correct. That is- thank you,
Centurion
sir.
capital of Australia.
For sure. But I'm pretty sure that Pete will be tap dancing in the season finale.
Oh my goodness, this is
Yeah.
huge. And also, Shut Up, the wonderful series,
Yes.
as mentioned before. Shut Up is one of the greatest web series.
with Deborah Lawrence and Celia Pacquola.
Yeah.
You can see it on YouTube for free with no ads.
What is the channel, by the way? Is there a channel?
YouTube.com.
But what's the actual YouTube channel? Is there a
Is it just Shut Up? Is
I
it
think
Shut Up
it's just
series?
a number. It's a series of
Jen,
numbers.
can we look
and
this up?
production company?
I'm not sure if we.
Jen, can we look this up?
Yeah, it's Shut Up, but I don't think I know what you're saying. Is do we have a handle?
Yeah,
I don't
because
think
I
we've
feel
yet
like
got
YouTube-
enough subscribers to get the @Shut Up.
Ah,
You know
you
how
haven't got
have
the ad
to-
Shut
is that right? Yeah, of course
Yeah.
you need that. Yes.
Yeah, it's just add Shut Up. Shut Up.
Shut up on YouTube.
Shut up in your face. Not shut up in your face.
1,000.
Oh, this
Yeah.
is huge.
Wonderful. That's great.
It's not Joe Dolce related.
No, great. I mentioned
Bit
you
of
today
fun.
in a conversation. How weird.
That's great.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming to the 2022nd
been
Cogie
fabulous.
Awards. Of course, I have to thank all of the wonderful winners, but also all of the losers for this evening, the wonderful nominees. And there are so many gorgeous Reddit confessions that I simply
It's
could
true.
not get to everyone in this 2022nd Cogie Awards. But I hope that you two always, as is tradition, will join me on the next Cogie Awards. We'd like to say thank you to Simon for filming today. He did a
Absolutely.
wonderful, wonderful job on the podcast. We've got, of course, our two audience members, Jemima Puddle Duck, and, of course, Serena. Oh, my goodness.
Good Lord.
Incredible stuff.
Wonderful audience.
And good night, Australia. And, of course, thank you, Mr. Oliver Clark.
What a pleasure. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hosting such a wonderful award for another year. And
goodness.
it was great to be a nominee, to be honest. I'm flattered.
And, of course, thank you, Mr. Tony Martin.
And can I just say, all of us will be joining Sir Peter Hitchener in the hot tub after the ceremony, as is traditional.
And the Making Muffins, sung, of course, by Australia's Adele, Missy Higgins. That is coming up next. We're now going to cross to Missy Higgins live. Good night, Australia.
Good night, Australia.
Good night, Australia.
That was the 2022nd Cogie Awards with Sammy P. Congratulations to all the winners and losers. Until next year, it's good night, Australia. This is Grant Denyer speaking.